Hey, what is going on, guys? Hope everybody's having a fantastic day today. Big weekend coming up. Got the 0-7 Lions this Sunday. I was watching some of that Cardinals-Green Bay game a little bit before, but we started a little bit later. Obviously started a little bit later. Do appreciate everybody coming in today. This stream is brought to you by Yodat Merchandise. Philly Fresh sent me some merch the other day. Well, today I actually got in the mail today. Definitely go to his channel. Yodat merch is on his channel. Definitely subscribe to his channel. Is in the link in the description below. I had to shout him out for this because I love this. This is great. I'm definitely gonna wear this a lot more. And the shirts are very from Print Champs. They're very stretchy and like they fit you very properly and really nice. So definitely go check his channel out. Description below. Check out his merch. I will be shouting him out throughout the stream. Which is great. So I'll shout out to him for sending me this stuff with the hat and got the t-shirt. So I'm all ready. I'm all good. Appreciate everybody being here today. So a lot happened this week. Obviously, Nick Sirianni I was making videos like crazy this week. I mean, this Eagles team is turning into a TMZ more than it's turning into an actual football team to cover at this point because it's embarrassing. Nick Sirianni, I know he's trying to spiritually try to keep this team above water right now with his analogies and what he's trying to say and what he's trying to do right now, but it's just not working for me, okay? It's not working for me whatsoever. It's with the plants and the fertilizer and I don't even know when I first listened to it, I laughed so hard. And then when I read it, it was even worse, even when I did that video last night. So I was kind of like, what is going on? It's kind of crazy. So, everybody, we have a big game this weekend. It really, half of me, like, I don't want to lose this game Sunday. I really don't want to lose this game Sunday against the Lions, but there's half of me that, like, wants to win this game. There's another half that's like, man, like, do things have to get really bad before they start getting better? And that's definitely the truth. But the other side of it is like, I need like this general manager and Howie Roseman I need something to happen to him. I need something to make him look bad. I think he's looked bad already. And unfortunately, it's just a complete disaster right now. So much love to everybody that's in the chat right now. I know the Sixers won tonight, which was pretty good. So much love to everybody that's in here. What's going on? Reaper Town, the Great Tate. What's going on? Willis Jackson, what's going on? We have OG Philly Guy. What's going on, man? That Tussin Ref says that you watching Lane Johnson give his side with jayglazer Sunday. I have no idea what's going on with that. Tim says next week we need more soil to get as a team. It's embarrassing, guys. I mean, this is the most embarrassing coach I think we've ever had. He's a spiritual guy, but it's just like these metaphors, and obviously some of the players are believing it, and I guess there's only going to be a certain amount of time. You know what I mean? It seems like, I don't know, from besides like maybe hearing from Fletcher Cox this week, the most I was hearing from this team this week is really like they're just trying to get above ground, and they're just going to keep working hard. But, how long is it going to take before Jalen Hurts gets benched? How long is it going to take before these players don't want to play for Nick Sirianni anymore? You know what I mean? So there's a lot that really goes into it. Konak Yank says Smith is a perfect flowers already bloomed. Oh, man, this is going to be a crazy stream. I already know it. Said Hurts won't get benched till he plays the full division game first. I don't know. I think he'll get benched later in the season. I think it will happen. It's just as a matter of time. I don't know. It's going to happen right now. It's not going to happen this week, but I think it's going to happen at least. I would say it's probably going to happen. I don't know. Probably at the end of the year. I don't know. As long as like you at least try to get Minshew in there by the end of the week. I don't think Hurts is going to play the whole season, but he'll play maybe he'll play a half at the end of the season, and then they'll start putting Minshew in there. So that could happen as well. So we'll see what happens. Eagles Uncensored, what's going on, man? What's good? What's good, bro? Tyler. If V says fire everybody at this point. Common Star says, I do respect your opinion a lot on what you say, but I don't think it's fair to criticize players like Sweat, Singleton, or whoever when coaches are making. No. Look, I think it's on everybody at the end of the day. I'm just seeing what I'm seeing from a how they're playing standpoint. I know it's more, like I said, every single game. It's more than the coaches. It's the players. It's the front office. It's everybody. There's enough blame to go around. And, yeah, I agree that some players probably would look better in a better scheme. Defensively, there's really no scheme. It's to the point where there's players going to Jonathan Gannon on how to run this defense. They're telling the defensive coordinator how to run this defense or how to use them properly in this defense, which is, I think it's pretty embarrassing. I mean, that's just me, though. Not just me. Connor says, before a flower bloom, the plants has to take division rivals first, and after Hurts will be benched. I don't know how long it's going to take. It could take a few games. It could. I mean, look, we're only going into week 8 right now. I mean, it's early in the season, guys. Like, we're acting like it's week 13, 14 of the season already, and it's far from it right now. This team there's so much more football to play, but so much more bad things could happen with this team, and it's already going downhill as it is right now. So we're just going to have to see. The young dad says Nick looking more cuckoo by the week. Nah, that's definitely true. Tyler V says no other GM would still be around with 4 different coachings during this time. And that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He survived this many coaching changes already. Like, he hasn't got his, Howie Roseman has not got his extension yet, but I'm hoping he doesn't get it. I'm praying that he doesn't, because if he's here, guys, I don't think this team is going to do well 5-6 years down the road. I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't think it's going to happen whatsoever. You know what I mean? Speed Eagle says, Nick Sirianni, everyone must water this team and make the Philadelphia Eagles win again, or make them grow into winners again. We could probably say that, definitely. Where are you hiding? What's going on, bro? He said, you look like a sunflower when your face turns red. I do. My face is always red. That's my complexion, whatever you say. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Comment says, I feel like if a lot of these players left here, they would look a lot better. That's why I don't want to get mad too many players. No, before I blame the players, it's the coaching staff. Jalen Hurts is a different story because he's throwing the ball, and when he has wide open guys, he misses on a lot of guys, reading the field, overthrowing, underthrowing, the time of the passes. And obviously, that there's some things with Jalen Hurts I do not like. He has not been playing good. I think if Nick has helped him in this offense and balanced out this offense with the flaws that we know that Jalen Hurts already has, I think there would have been better things that happened. I think Hurts would have played a little bit better this year so far, but it hasn't happened yet. And I blame the coaching staff in the front office before I go after any of these players. But I think we need to improve on some positions as well. So, Comments is the only person I kind of am mad with Cox because he hasn't looked the same. He hasn't looked the same in the past couple of years, and that is truth. I know he had 6.5 sacks last season, but a lot of those sacks came in garbage time, and the pressures were okay last year, but this year is definitely has dropped entirely. I mean, there was news I saw on Twitter today that Cox, Fletcher Cox was actually, covering screen passes in this system, which I don't know why that's happening, but it's kind of crazy. So we'll see. Young Dad said one positive that can come out of the season is getting Howie out of here, and that's definite. And I hope that does happen. I hope it does. You know what I mean? DRT SDH 273 said we thought the preseason with Sirianni holding back is evident that we wasn't. It shows that the system is broken since Hurts didn't play much, and they still look awful. No, it's just I think Hurts almost has 1,000 yards rushing. I mean, I think it's close. I mean, I could be wrong, but I thought I saw some stats today. I mean, his mobility is fantastic, but it's not going to win you football games. You know what I mean? Hurts has made a lot of mistakes on the field, regardless of this, scheme that he is in right now. There's way too many passes that really question me. There's way too many. From week 1 till now, Jalen Hurts has not gotten better at any aspect. And I'm not saying that's all his fault, but Sirianni has not helped Jalen Hurts in this whole entire thing. You know what I mean? Hasn't helped him with just anything. At least if you balance out your offense, good things can happen. But it's still not enough. We ran the ball versus the Raiders, but it's still not enough. It's like they threw us a bone. Okay, we're running the ball. What else you guys want? But it's the way you guys are losing games. And then everyone says Hurts plays well. And then at the end of the fourth quarter, his end of the fourth quarter stats are fantastic because he's connecting on more throws. And that's only because the defense, every defense we play is playing a lot of prevent and everything underneath is wide open. So it makes him look better. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You could talk about Carson Wentz, how good he plays, but he has a run game. You're making this quarterback and Jalen Hurts throw so many times, and it's making him worse. You know what I mean? It's not making him a good quarterback right now. So there's a lot to really go into with this, but it's, it just gets to the point where, they might have to make a change later this season to see what Minshew's got. Minshew is now the backup quarterback since we traded Joe Flacco, a 6th-round conditional pick that will give us a 5th if if Flacco plays 4 games, over 50% of the snaps. I think that's fair, and I think we'll have the 5th round pick. I think we'll actually have a 5th. So I think that was a fair trade. You know what I mean? So comment starts that Minshew is better right now. I do feel Minshew is a franchise QB, but I would like to see Hurts finally develop before a team gives up on him. He's developmental QB and not a finished product. And, there's some of that is true. And to me, some of it's not true because Minshew, I don't know if Minshew's an actual franchise quarterback, but he will win you games. He's got leadership quality. He's got a lot to give for a football team. And I think players would gravitate towards him. I think he would play very well. Would he get you to the top? I don't know. That's yet to be seen. But with Jalen Hurts, he's not a rookie anymore. You know what I mean? Like, he's played a good amount of games now. And I said it like 5 weeks ago, he's still a rookie because he only played a few games last year. And there was a point where he only played 6 games in 2 seasons so far. So there's a lot to really go into and really dive into with this team, especially with the quarterback position. It's going to be one big question mark for next year. I don't know. I don't know what quarterbacks are going to want to be here unless the GM has changed, the head coach and the defensive coordinator are changed, and these coaches aren't handcuffed. This team is not going to go anywhere. This is why we didn't get Stanley next year. This is why we didn't get Stanley this past year, the head coach of the LA Chargers. This is why we didn't get Brian DeBoll as a head coach, and he's the coordinator for the Bills right now. So, because Howie Roseman's got a bad reputation, and he handcuffs his coaches. That's the problem that we're having with this team right now. And is it going to get better? I don't know. If Howie Roseman gets an extension, this team is not going to do anything. I don't think this team is doing anything, period. I just don't think so. I mean, they can't look like this, guys. I mean, this is just really embarrassing. They cannot look like this anymore. It's just to a point where you just can't look like this. So, Rhea Hyden says, we are masculine men. Most of us in the fan base, flowers are meant to be crushed. Flowers are soft. We are made to be soft. Got to be changed mentality. Yeah, no, I don't care what he does to get this team pumped up every day. Dog mentality, talk about fundamentals, talk about all the things we were promised before the season started, put players in the right position to win football games, using players to their strengths that we know this team does not do at all, period. You know what I mean? So it really alarms me, on how many promises, and I believed every word that Nick said because I loved the hiring of Nick Sirianni when it happened because I didn't think he would look this bad. Like, I didn't think this system would look this bad. I knew we were going to struggle this year. I knew we were going to make mistakes this year, but did I ever think that this team was going to look like they don't even know how to play football or even run an offense to the point where we got to every week where we got to see how much they're passing, how much they're running the ball, and it just gets too much, after a while. So it's kind of crazy. Comments that I guess the media was really right about Sirianni. Now they are just laughing at us because the media is trying to understand why we didn't get Eric Bieniemy. We didn't get Brian DeBoll. We didn't get Stanley from the Chargers because obviously this team, nobody wants to work with Howie Roseman. That's the whole point of it because no coach is going to have full control. So even if you get rid of Nick Sirianni and Jonathan Gannon after this year, it's not going to do anything. It's not. It will not do anything. They're going to bring in another. They're not bringing in, and it won't be a veteran coach. It'll be an out of the water type hire where you're like, this guy. That's why some of the other coaches that the Eagles requested interviews for were flat just declined. Though Brian DeBoll and Stanley didn't even take planes to Philadelphia because they know what they're getting into when they get here. But this team is going to have a lot of picks next year, a lot of draft capital. This team could turn around. Look at the Cardinals right now, already undefeated. They took a couple years, to really, really rebuild, getting a new head coach, and obviously, and Kyle Murray, and adding some weapons and trading for value pieces like DeAndre Hopkins. I thought we should have jumped on. There's a lot. This team could turn around. This team has the talent on it. We just don't have the right scheme, and there's too much control. There's a power struggle up. And it's unfortunate. I think this team could do a lot more. I'm not saying that there's no – I'm not saying I'm going to speak offensively. I'm not saying that there's no talent in this offense. I think we have a lot of talent, but we're just not using it. Devontae Smith, I think, needs a better role because I feel like he's getting screen passes. He's getting those sideline passes, and sometimes these passes aren't really timed right by Jalen Hurts. Quez Watkins, a legit number 2. There might be a speculation next year that they might go after a veteran wide receiver because JJ is still playing. I know he got hurt in that last game, but he's still playing. And then you have Greg Ward that's barely getting used, which Greg Ward is like one of my favorite players on the team because he's reliable and he actually gets separation. And he will, and even after last year, like Greg Ward and Jalen Hurts had really good chemistry last year, and they barely used him now. You know, Jalen Reagor, a lot of people are going to say he's a bust. A lot of people are going to say he's horrible. And I'm not saying that he's a good player, but Hurts missed a lot of balls towards him. He would have had a few touchdowns already this year, and some comeback routes were wide open. There was a lot of passes to Reagor that were underthrown, overthrown, and probably could have scored touchdowns this year. So Reagor, I think, would have done a lot more this year as of right now, going into week 8. But as you know, it's just there's nothing. There's just nothing there, and it makes Reagor look bad. But you know, I feel like a lot of people make excuses for Jalen Hurts. 4 weeks ago, I said, everybody calm down. He's still a rookie. Now we're into week 8. Like, I haven't seen a change in Nick and Jalen Hurts on his mechanics, at least, and throwing. He can't read the field. That's just what it is right now. Speedy Eagle says, I bet you when Nick Sirianni goes to his next press conference, he's going to talk about bricks and how it builds a team to succeed. And here's the thing, too, guys. Like, even with if Nick, and this is what I'm afraid of, and this is what we're all afraid of. We get rid of players, they play good elsewhere. We get rid of coaches. What if Nick becomes a head coach somewhere else and plays really good and coaches really good? And then you know why that he's handcuffed, and Shane Steichen, the offensive coordinator, is handcuffed. It's you can't have this. You really can't have this. It just gets really annoying. We got a super chat from Jerry Medges. What's going on, man? He says the Eagles are looking like Cherno boy, but Reactor 4 right now. It's bad. It's really bad. I've never seen a team so dysfunctional in my life. Like, it's not even down to the front office with the dysfunction. Now it's coming to Nick Sirianni and his really awkward press conferences every single week, and it just gets annoying after a while. It just gets kind of crazy. You know what I mean? Harpoon Bakery says Sirianni is one of the strangest cats I've ever seen or heard. Dude is weird. Look. When he had his introductory press conference, it was kind of weird, but he's got a personality, and you know what? You always got to give somebody a chance, regardless if he's new, whether it's an assistant coach, a head coach. It doesn't matter what it is. Like, you always have to give coaches, you have to give everybody a chance. But this guy is just every week. It's like, how do you get up to the podium at every post game, and even through the week, and you're still lying to our faces? At least if you said, hey, I gotta coach better because I'm not a good coach right now, or like something like that. Doesn't have to be word by word for that. I mean, it could be something, but crazy. TFP23 says, dude, you're an idiot. Defense isn't trash. They never get a break. Offense goes 3 and out in literally 2 minutes, if that. And I don't know if that's to me or that's to somebody else, but I'm just going to answer that and say, look, I think the defensive scheme is bad. I think they shouldn't be in zone coverage anymore, because zone coverage they can't play. I mean, they just can't. And they don't have the pieces to do zone coverage. They don't have the linebackers to play zone coverage. They can't. Our linebackers are taking the hits more than they're going downhill. These linebackers do not go downhill. The cornerbacks is the bright spot. Hargrave has disappeared the last 2 games, but really it's Hargrave with 6-7 sacks, and you have these cornerbacks. Avonte Maddox, Steven Nelson, and Darius Slay have actually played well this year. They've given up some yards, but there's only so much they could do. You know what I mean? You have no pass rush. Your draft picks in Teron Jackson, Milton Williams, and Marlin haven't done anything for this team this year at all, which goes on Howie Roseman. That 3rd-round pick of Milton Williams, the scout team was supposed to draft another player, and then Howie Roseman and the analytical team, because that was an analytical pick. A lot of these are analytical picks, and I can't stand it. They don't get best man available. They don't get the best guy available in the draft. And that's what really infuriates me. It really pisses me off. You know what I mean? So I understand what you're saying. The offense is off the field. The defense is on the field for too long. It's hand in hand. There's even that Panthers game. Defense played very well. You had 3 sacks against the Panthers. You had 3 sacks, 3 picks. And then you had the offense that, the defense is like, come on, guys. Like, we're putting you in good position to score here, and you're just not getting it done. You know what I mean? Like, we literally got out of that game by a hair. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. Thomas, I was watching film breakdowns on Minshew, and he's really good. Also, Minshew threw 37 touchdowns in 2 years with a very bad Jags team. I really think he could be a franchise QB if Hurts is not the answer. I don't know if he could be a franchise QB. Yeah, the stats look good, and that's the problem with a lot of fans. They go by stats, okay? And even with Jalen Hurts, they go by stats. Those fourth quarter stats. Sorry. Those fourth quarter stats that literally they overtake everybody's minds, and you can't go by stats all the time. But Minshew, I think he'll read the field a lot better, and he's athletic too. The guy could run, the guy could scramble too. So I mean, I want to see Minshew play at some point this year. I mean, there's going to be a time where it's going to be like, all right, we had enough of Jalen Hurts. We need to start, even if there's 3 games left in the season, and you put Minshew in. I don't even care at that point. You know what I mean? I think we're going to get enough of Jalen Hurts by week 13 of the season. Maybe they bench him by then. I don't know. We're just going to have to find out. We're just going to have to see. Sigurds Dub wants to Jalen Hurts officially a bust. Bench Hurts ASAP, and let's see if we can turn the team around with Gardner Minshew. And there's some fans that want to bench him now. And you know what I mean? I don't know if he's going to get better. I don't know if Hurts is going to get better because you know what? We have to watch what we have to watch in this sorry excuse system that we're playing these players in, unfortunately. So it's going to get worse before it gets better. But I agree. I think he will get benched right now. Probably not, but I think later on he will get benched. Just a matter of time. Commentary, I rewatched the film last year of Hurts. He was throwing into tight windows last year, but this year he can't really do it, and I do not understand what's going on with him. My guess is coaching. It's 100% coaching with all these players. That's why all these players are not successful. You have a first-round pick of Devontae Smith that could be electrifying, and you don't use him the right way. They've used him on screens, some sideline throws, nothing crazy, some short throws that, Devontae Smith has to catch some of these throws, but Jalen Hurts has to get, he doesn't throw to his receivers on stride. He doesn't throw to any of his receivers on stride, and that's the big problem that I have. You know what I mean? It's a huge problem. So TFP said, no, not you, Shake. Scheme is trash, but we have talent. Yeah, exactly. We have talent. We have talent, guys. It's there. Kendall Fleming says, can someone please hack Howie's emails? Benny Boone says, we're wishing Howie loses his job, but it's going to happen because Lurie trusts him too much. With all the picks we have next year, Howie's going to mess it up. I think he will mess it up. I don't. Potentially because Miami looks that bad, I think the Eagles will have a top 5, a top 10 with our pick, a top 5 with Miami, a top 10 with us, and I don't even know what we're going to have with this Carson Wentz issue now. So I don't know. Not issue, but he's got to play 6, 7 more games, whatever it is. So obviously they have to keep winning, but losing at the same time. You don't want them to be too successful, but you don't want them to bench Carson either, so they don't get that first-round pick. So, I mean, we'll see. DRTY says, have you noticed a lot of the players are saying that they are trying to execute the play call during interviews? Fletch, Hurts, Slay, Sirianni lost the locker room. They aren't happy with the calls. No, probably not. I mean, they're not going to tell us that flat out, but I don't think he's losing the locker room just yet. I think losing this game against the Lions that's winless, that, DeAndre Swift is probably going to run all over us. And it's a tough team. For an 0-7 team, the Lions are tough and they're resilient and they could play better than us. We're going to get outcoached. If an 0-7 team outcoaches us, that's just, I don't even know what it is at this point. You know what I mean? It's going to be that bad. We have Vincent Salamontino says, Lions ain't won a single game, and somehow people still think Deuce deserves a head coaching spot. I can't make this up. I mean, I don't think, they never really gave him a chance. You know what I mean? And this is 2 or 3 times, twice or 3 times that, he wanted to at least be an offensive coordinator. He wanted to at least try to be a head coach, and the Eagles never really gave him a chance. And this is a guy that not only played for the team, that's been around this team for years. You know what I mean? And for him to leave for a better opportunity, which he left to be a running back coach / assistant head coach for the Lions. So, you know what I mean? So I don't know what would have happened if Deuce was still here, but it stinks because I think, Deuce had a valuable relationship with some of these running backs, obviously, but, it's just crazy. Brian says, can we trade for OBJ? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with that. Vincent Hurts is having a better year by every single metric, guys. Nitro, what's going on, man? Said, yeah, Hurts is bad. Definitely. If you guys haven't subscribed to Nitro Freak, please subscribe to his channel. He covers the Eagles, and he does Sixers videos as well. So definitely go to his channel and check him out. If you guys have not, the Eagles, Fly Like an Eagle pod, he does every single week. So definitely check out that as well. Much love to him and success to his channel. Harpoon Bakery says Zach Ertz just caught a big pass for Cardinals. He's playing well, man. He's playing well. He doesn't have to go there and be the guy. Good for him, man. I'm happy for him. You know, he deserves it. He deserves it. Now it says the fertilizer comment from Nick was the most bizarre moment in press conference history. Yeah, probably was. Probably was. Kyle says all our 3 first-round picks will most likely be bust because of it, and probably will. Probably will. Because I'm telling you right now, he's going to trade back one of those picks. What he's going to do is he's going to trade back 2 picks. One, he's going to trade out of the first round and get a first-round pick for next year, most likely. Another first-round pick is just going to get traded back for no reason because we need 2 top 10 picks this year. We need it, like, badly. Jerry Armitage says there's no doubt, as bad as these coaches are, they're showing him every week the plays he's missing. He's just not improving, period. End of story. Yeah, no, I mean, he's no matter how bad the scheme is, like Jalen Hurts has to make some of these throws. Like some of these throws are so ridiculous. Whether it's a slant pass and he overthrows it, or he throws it behind the receiver, which I can't stand that either. He can't throw to any receivers on stride. That's what gets me so angry about this team. Regardless of what position he's putting Jalen Hurts in, Hurts has got to make these throws, and that's just the way it is. I don't sugarcoat anything, guys. Like I'm realistic with what I see. I'm not trying to, I'm not making excuses for Hurts. Like I made excuse for him early this season because he only played at a certain point, only played 5. He only played like 6-7 games at one point between 2 seasons, and then now we're at week 8 now. Like, and I haven't seen no change at all whatsoever. OG Philly guy says have look at work Minshew had to work with Jacksonville. He still balled. Jalen has gotten worse week and week with better talent. And Minshew is a starting QB. No, he might be a starting material QB. And it was probably a better system too. Even though they didn't have great players, I think that their scheme was better than the Eagles when he was starting quarterback at the time. So Blue City Empire Sports, what's going on? It says hey Joey, do you believe Nick Sirianni is Chip Kelly 2.0? No, I don't think so because Chip made a lot of his own decisions with the offense. The head coach had full control that year. The Chip Kelly had full control of everything, the trades. He was the GM. I mean, everything. The difference is here is that I think these coaches between Shane Steichen, the offensive coordinator, and obviously Nick Sirianni, I think they are handcuffed in some way where they're not allowed to do certain things. They don't have full control. That's the big difference between both of these coaches. But, Chip Kelly said some stupid things, but at least, Nick is just getting worse with what his excuses every single week. And it's just getting to that point. You know what I mean? That's pretty much what it is. Comment says all of our 3 first-round picks will be bust because of Howie Roseman, most likely. Patrick Diamante says, hey, Joey, is Jordan Howard activated? I wish. I don't know, actually, if he's going to be activated this week. I'm not sure. Is Miles Sanders coming back this week? If Boston Scott's still here, they're probably not even going to address him. And that's another thing with these. You had Elijah Holyfield. You had all these players. You had these bruiser back. You had Kerryon Johnson here, and I understand he got hurt. But, man, you guys got to do something. I mean, you got to do something and have a bruiser back for second and, third and short, second and short. I mean, something. Because, working these RPOs, it doesn't challenge it. Working an RPO doesn't challenge your defense. The difference is when Nick Foles did RPOs, obviously it was a better system, but at the same time, he ran the ball. He gave the ball to his running back. Okay, because when you run an RPO, you're watching for the defensive end and you're looking for the linebacker. And you have to watch for multiple things to happen. And sometimes Hurts looks so awkward doing these RPOs to the point where he literally has the ball jammed in Miles Sanders' stomach, and he's on one leg trying to figure out if he's still going to hand the ball off to him. He just has to hand the ball off to him and let Miles do Miles. Just let him do his thing. And that's it. Comment says Deuce Staley has done great with the running backs. He has. He has for us, and he's doing good with DeAndre Swift right now. He's doing a fantastic job with the Lions, even though they're 0-7. Jerry Armitage says they won't bring Howard up still till Saturday. It probably won't happen, bro. I'd be shocked. DaVinci says bench Hurts. Sixers Dub says like and sub to this channel. It's free. It's free to subscribe to the channel. We got 66 people in here. Thank you, Sixers Dub. If you guys haven't subscribed and cover the Eagles every single day. We'll be streaming the Lions game this Sunday, the Philly Shakedown on Saturday on I think my channel this Saturday. So there's a lot of different things going on. We stream, we do everything here. Definitely subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't. Much love. Second 58 said, I wonder if Nick would be better without Howie. What do you think? I don't know. That I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be better without Howie. I think you have to get rid of the head coach because Nick is just not showing even a flash of what this team could do. And I think he's a one and done. Jonathan Gannon, I think, is surely, yes, a one and done. If players are going up to Jonathan Gannon saying, oh, yeah, let me tell you how to use me, how to use me as a player in your system, then I don't know then. Oliver Ross said we should just tank, even though it's depressing. I said from day one, Sirianni is a clown. And I don't know. After this game, I think this team is done. I think it's tank mode after this game. I mean, that's what I think. I don't like tanking. I hate it because I don't want to watch this team lose. But if it's for the better of Howie Roseman getting fired, then I don't know. It's like desperation mode. I mean, this is what this is now. Patrick Demine says the Philadelphia Flyers. If I see any comments about, stupid, like if there's no argument to where someone just says I hate Jalen Hurts for no reason, I'm not even reading it. So just letting you guys know. Patrick Demine says the Philadelphia Flowers. That's a good name. Fake Kobe 69 said, brother, let's just play Minshew, please. He's a better QB here. And probably will be a better quarterback here, most likely. Don't doubt it. Harpoon Baker says ugly injury in the Cardinals-Packers game just now. Ouch. Ooh, who is it? Oliver says, did you see the Spider-Man Lotus movie trailer? It looks like the best Spider-Man of anything. I have not seen it yet. I have not. Fake Kobe, this is an insult to Chip Kelly. A little bit, maybe. Vincent Salvatino says Hurts is missing a ton of throws. He's still improved. Young QBs missed throws. This was always a retooling year. We got to stop being so negative and overreacting. It's not overreacting because he hasn't. I don't think Jalen Hurts has improved. I don't know what you're seeing from Jalen Hurts I don't know what anyone's seeing from Jalen Hurts right now that makes me say he's improved. Why? Don't tell me stats. I don't want to hear about stats. The stats are garbage because the fourth quarter stats don't count. I'm sorry, they just don't. Serious Dub said we're seeing how Hurts used to be in college and why he got benched in college in the NFL. P said we should trade for OBJ. Jerry says the tape don't lie. Hurts is not play good at all. And that's true. Vincent says Wentz looks like MVP, by the way, and we borderline gave him away from one pick. He's not. I think he's back. I think Carson is back to how he used to play a lot, like 2017. He lost a lot of weight this offseason, and he looks a lot faster. He looks a lot quicker. But, guys, he has a run game. Like, the Colts have a good run game. They have a good offensive line. Like, not to mention Matt Pryor is their starting right tackle, and that guy couldn't even be a second, third stringer on this team at right tackle. You know what I mean? So, he's playing better because he has a balance in that offense. I don't think Carson would play good this year in this scheme. Probably not. We'll see, though. Griffin says Joey Gardner will make the flowers grow deep roots. No, he is a gardener. I love that. That's good, though. Harpoon Baker says, should I place a bet on the Lions to win on the money line? You know what, Harpoon? That's up to you. I don't want to be to blame for you to lose any money. You know what I mean? I would bet against the Eagles this week. And that just because, like, I think this team's going to get outcoached Sunday against telling you right now, I think they're going to get outcoached Sunday. I think they are. Fate says they are desperate and need a win. John Smith says Wentz is playing well. Real stretch to say he looks like an MVP. Yeah, no, not an MVP. Playing solid, sure. Playing as an MVP level, no, definitely not. Vince says Sirianni fertilizer comment was a subliminal endorsement of Gardner. Yeah, right. Like that's what it meant. Eagles fan says Hurts is trash. Start Minshew, please. I know it won't happen though. Not right now. I think by the end of the year it might happen or sooner. I have no idea. It just depends how bad Hurts plays every single week, really. Chris says Hurts has bad footwork. QB school channel broke it down. John Smith and Minshew somehow look good on the Jags. He could definitely be playing better than Hurts right now. Probably. Probably. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if he goes to a game and throws like 3-4 touchdowns, you know what I mean? Like if that, or at least, 3 touchdowns, then yeah. I mean, I think he can read the field a lot better. I think he just has more. His skill set is just different because he's more of a passing skill set than he is on movement, because he can move, guys. Like, Gardner Minshew is athletic. He can move around the field. You know what I mean? So we'll see. Jerry said the Lions have been every game and play hard. They can easily beat us if we don't take care of business, and that's true. I said they were tough. I said that they're competitive, and they have a dog mentality because they could give up and lose by a lot more points, but they've had a lot of close games this year, and that's true. Sergeant Hopwood said, I like Hurts, but I'm not seeing anything promising, and that's the same with me. Harpoon says 2 players hurt bad in game just now. That's crazy. Vince says Hurts hasn't played great and yet still had 3 touchdowns taken off board and should have 14 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, which are nice stats. Yeah, they are. I'm not saying that the offensive line hasn't messed up. The penalties haven't screwed anything up, and that's where it comes to Nick Sirianni and the fundamental aspect of this team. This team is not fundamentally sound at all, period. Yeah, I think between those couple weeks, 3 to 4 touchdowns were taken away. Stupid penalties, stupid mistakes. But I'm just not talking about 2 games that touchdowns were taken away. I'm talking about every single game. Every single game, I need to see something better than what I've seen last week, and I haven't seen that. Regardless if we got robbed of 3-4 touchdowns because of bad refs and obviously a bad scheme and not this team not being fundamentally sound, so there's a lot of blame to go around. It's not just Jalen Hurts. Baby Boots, I agree with you, Joey. Nick should be one and done. I don't think you're going to get any, even with how he's going. I don't think Nick is going to give you anything. I just don't. And if if a new GM comes in here and he doesn't like Nick at being the head coach, you know what I mean? It's not going to be another Howie situation where Jeffrey Lurie's going to have control of this GM that's going to have control over the head coach. No, like a new GM that comes in with his own rebuilding and how he wants to build his team and how he wants to use these draft picks. It's really going to come down to, like, does he like the head coach? Do you think the head coach is going to do anything? And obviously, does he like the quarterback too? So, I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. I followed, and Jill says on the job training, that's our coaches pretty much. Eagles fan says we need a new coach and a whole new offensive defensive coach as well. Yeah, and I would Tracy Rocker for defensive line. I'd fire him. I'd fire Tracy Rocker. I mean, the Nick Reynolds, the linebacker coach. I mean, I don't know. He has nothing to really work with. So, I mean, it would just be a couple assistant coaches. Jerry says no one cares about Hurts' 4th quarter garbage time stats. Wake up, people. Thank you, Jerry, for saying that, because that's what I've been saying every single week. These end of the 4th quarter stupid stats when everything opens up underneath because teams aren't giving up the big play, and Hurts connects on more targets that way when they're wide open. What happens when, before we start blaming the offensive line and everything, how many times have we seen Jalen Hurts sit back in the pocket in a clean pocket, and he sits there for like 10 minutes and he doesn't throw the ball? See, when we're watching on TV, it's easy to say, but when Hurts scrambles inside and outside the pocket, when he's running all over the place, it ruins the blocking scheme when he moves too early. It ruins the blocking scheme, which, then defensive linemen are going to have and take angles on Jalen Hurts. The blocking breaks down, and it just ruins the whole play. Comments, I'm starting to think Lurie is an idiot because he keeps Roseman too long. He thought Kelly was such a good coach that he gave him full control. Then he fires the Super Bowl coach for Sirianni, and now they have control over this coach. They have to give the GM that they have to get another GM in here where the head coach and the GM have a good relationship that they could both make decisions at the end of the day. And I think that's what they have to do. We got Luffy Meister says, I'm so sick, bro, watching Packers go toe-to-toe with Cardinals and bad man Aaron Rodgers got to work with no one, plus the defense is mediocre. Yeah, he was struggling earlier. I haven't been watching it, obviously, since. But Vintage says, Hurts has improved in areas of not turning the ball over, take less stats, and his accuracy has improved overall, though he still needs to be more accurate. His accuracy is improved, but he needs to be more accurate. I don't think it's gotten better. Where has his accuracy gotten better? I haven't seen his accuracy get better. And look, like, I respect that opinion. I respect it. I respect it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna say, oh, you're wrong. Like, everyone's got their own opinion on it. I just don't think his accuracy has improved because he can't throw in tight windows. He can't. I'm telling you right now, because on TV, you see the quarterback when he's sitting in the pocket, and you don't know if these guys are open. But then videos come out and you see what's going on. You go over the tape and you're like, wow, like this guy's open, this guy's open. He just doesn't take shots into short windows. He does not have the accuracy for it. You can have the strongest arm. But if you have the strongest arm, accuracy is just something that you need to have within yourself and you have to work on. It's either you have it or you don't have it. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. Clark Roberts says our head coach doesn't watch film. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. Patrick Diamond says, hey, Joey, just a fun question for you. What's your favorite moment so far after the Super Bowl win? Mine is when we beat the Packers 2 years ago. That was a good moment. I think my favorite moment after that was probably, I don't know, the double doink game I loved because it was so exciting when we actually blocked that kick. If you remember, we did block that. We got a hand on that football during that game. I think that was the next moment after the Super Bowl I actually really liked. And that Packers game was fantastic. We literally created a wall. Jordan Howard, Miles Sanders in the backfield. It was a great game for running backs. The running backs did fantastic. They got Jordan Howard into the passing game. It was great. Commissar says Wentz went from QB who turned over the most to the QB who turned the ball over the least. I think Wentz only has 3 turnovers this year. No, he's doing a good job because they're running the football. They're not making him throw the ball. He's having a good year this year. Adverbot MVP because he beat the unstoppable Texans. The unstoppable Texans. Harpoot says, is it possible that Sirianni is Hurts' problem? I mean, we know what kind of garden variety psycho Sirianni is now. We got Jonas this mail. So Nick Sirianni is a joke. Worst hiring head coach since Chip Kelly. I'd probably have to say that. Jeremy said, what's going on with Gannon and baffling? He is highly thought of throughout the NFL. I think it was by the 49ers game when Nick Sirianni had that comment post game and he was like, oh, there was a lot of people were talking about Jonathan Gannon, when we played the Falcons, when we were winning. Yeah, when you're playing good and you're winning, yeah, of course we'll talk about the coaches, but there's no one talking about Jonathan Gannon in this league. I don't care who you are at this point. Sigurds Carson kind of reminds me of a Jason Campbell. Jason Campbell was like a West Coast offense QB. Wentz was not a pocket passer, but with the right coach, he could have been the best version of himself, and that's interesting too. Benny Boom says the Lions are going to be more physical on both sides of the ball, even though they are winless. They're running through a brick wall for their coach, and that's the truth. That is 100% the truth. I just think they're more competitive and a more tough team. So, Common Star says stats aren't everything. Film is what matters, and on film, Hurts has not been good. Hurts needs good coaching. QBs get better yearly, not weekly. Hurts will probably get the right coaching elsewhere. Yeah, and he probably will play better. Now, do I think his flaws will go away immediately? No, I think he will still make mistakes if he's on another roster, but I think he will play better. This is why I think in a better scheme, Hurts will still make little mistakes here and there, but I think some of these losses will turn into wins, and that's definite. Astropologist says, so who are we going to hire after all these firings and how long before we start? I don't even care. I'm not even thinking about who we're going to hire. I don't even care about it. We got to get the cancer out of the building. Like if Howie Roseman's gone, it's a success. It's a success. And that's just the way it is. And no matter if someone else comes in, and don't expect anything good to happen next year if we have a new GM, like it's going to take more than a year. It's going to take 2 to 3 years with good draft picks, good drafting, good free agency, and obviously keeping a good, hand on the cap space and not, owing money every single year, it's going to help, but you're not going to turn this around by next year. I'd say if the Eagles get a new GM, a new head coach, new defensive coordinator, and all the control is within the head coach and the GM, and Jeffrey Lurie needs to stay out of it, be the owner, show up to the games, support your franchise, and that's it. I think this team could go far. I think this team could change within 2 years if they make the right moves, because we don't really know what this team could turn into with a good system. We don't even know what this team could turn into. It's crazy to think, you know what I mean? Vin says Hurts is better than Fields. Did we miss on Mac Jones? Well, we missed. Yeah, we definitely missed on Mac Jones. Mac Jones is going to be good. He's going to be good. Marcus said, is the trade deadline over? It is not over. Week 9 is the last week of the trade deadline. So really between this week and next week, the end of next week is the trade deadline. So by week 9, by the end of week 9 is the trade deadline. DRTY said, who do you think we should draft with our first round picks? I was going to say Kyle Hamilton as well. I was the first name as soon as I said that. And before I read what you said before, we have DeMarvin Leal, Christian Harris, linebacker, pay for a young elite DB free agent. I don't know if I want to go in a free agency to get a DB, number one. Number two, I really like that pass rusher from Ohio State a lot, Theo, but I can't even say his name because it's like a tongue twister. I like I think the pass rusher from Ohio State. I think it's who I'm talking about. And I like Kyle Hamilton for Notre Dame. I think he plays for Notre Dame. So there's some good talent, and we need safety badly. I mean, we have McLeod's gone, Harris is definitely gone. They're old, and has they really played? Kavon Wallace is just a waste of time, waste of breath for me as of right now. Just a total waste. So. Sage W says, I'm still pissed over the Hurts pick because if we would pick a cornerback, defensive end, etc. in the draft, we'd be better placed. And I think we would have fired Howie, kept Wentz, and Doug wouldn't be where we are at now. No, 100%. They didn't build around Carson Wentz the right way. They did not build this team around Carson Wentz the way they should have. I think they build better around Jalen Hurts, but at the same time, you change coaches, and this guy is just no good for the way this team plays football. He's just no good as of right now. So, Not Your Freak says, scarier movie, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre or The Strangers? I don't know. I think Texas Chainsaw, depending on which one it is, I think is one of the scary ones. I like the reboots a lot. Like the first one, it's not too scary. Like the original one is not too scary for me. I think the reboots are more scary. So I'd probably go with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but The Strangers is pretty creepy too. But I'd probably go with Texas Chainsaw. Commissar's accuracy in decision-making has gotten worse. I agree with that. We have Angel Carriel says, bro, Dak was a dink and duck his first 3 years. I mean, yeah, he was, but he was in a really good system, and a lot of good players. Offensive line was first round offensive line. I mean, really put in a good situation. But Dak, I think, played better than Jalen Hurts in college when he was at Mississippi. So, we'll see. We'll see. I think Dak went to Mississippi. Did Mac go to Mississippi? I forgot where he went. Justin Biller says Nick was talking about Flowers, right? Ahmad Gardner. Jerry says them bringing in a veteran offensive defense assistant is killing this team. Oh yeah, I mean, I think not bringing in. They can't bring in veteran head coach, veteran defensive coordinator either because they have no control. That's why a veteran guy is going to come in here and be like, he's not going to take this job. Because he wants to make veteran coaches want to make their own, especially veteran coaches with good resumes. We'll never hire one with Howie Roseman. We'll never hire one of those guys. It's never going to happen. Comment says, well, with accuracy it can be coached. Just look at Josh Allen and Russell Wilson, who were not that accurate in the beginning, but got more accurate over time. I mean, we'll see. We're going to see the rest of the season what Jalen Hurts, see how big his accuracy is. We're going to see. Comment star, I don't know if Sirianni is worse than Chip Kelly. I mean, Chip was I don't know because Chip Kelly's rookie year, we had the top rusher in LaShawn McCoy. We had the number one offensive line. Our defense wasn't really that good that year in 2013, but I thought it was a good year. I think it slowly got worse. But we won more games. I mean, when you really look at it, as of right now, I think Andy Reid's rookie year with the Eagles as a head coach was the same as Sirianni record-wise. I think they were exactly the same as of right now. So, Harpoon Baker says, Joey, do you think Jonathan Taylor is the real deal? Shouldn't he have been drafted by the Eagles? I think so. I think he is, definitely. I think he is. But he said, the not reading defense tape comment alone makes him the worst coach in NFL by a mile. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I mean, the guy, Nick Sirianni, mentioned he doesn't really watch defensive tape, and I don't get how you're calling plays, but you're not watching defensive tape, which I don't get that at all. Kind of makes no sense to me. I don't know. It really doesn't make any sense to me at all. But all right, so this mess is all that pineapple-shaped head owner's fault. It is. It comes down to Jeffrey Lurie. He's got to let go, man. But you say if we fire Howie and the coaches, I could totally see Doug coming back. I don't know. That's an interesting one. If Howie's out of the building, could Doug actually come back as the head coach? I don't know. Because the problem is that Doug was controlled and Doug just had enough. Doug had enough by the end of last year. He just had enough. and the rumors came out that at the end of 2020, Doug Pearson met up with Jeffrey Lurie on his plan for 2021, and the rumor was that Jeffrey Lurie pretty much said like, no, that I don't like this, and pretty much fired him on the spot. I don't know if that's even true. There was a meeting, and then the meeting didn't go well. So, and Doug wanted to move some coaches around. Like he wanted Press Taylor as his OC. He wanted Matt Burke as defensive coordinator, and we weren't having it at all, period, with some of these guys. I wasn't happy with it. Doug Pearson gradually, in my heart, was a good coach, but I think there was a lot of different things that got in his way. And every time we played a game, whether we won or lost with Doug Peterson, he had these meetings with Howie Roseman every, Monday or Tuesday morning, and pretty much had to go through this. Well, you should have done this. You should have done that. I think there was one side that wanted to bench Carson Wentz, and there was another side that wanted to bench that wanted to start Jalen Hurts last year. And I think Doug was the one that wanted to bench Carson early in the year, but the front office wouldn't let him. So this is where we're at right now with all this. I still like Doug Pearson as a person. Like when he got fired, I was happy about it. But at the same time, I was like, I don't give him full. Doug Pearson, there's decisions that were made that I didn't agree with from him, but I know that 100% of his decisions were on him, that certain things happened because of this front office with Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman, and he just called it quits. And I don't blame him. You know what I mean? I do not blame him at all whatsoever. We have 103 people in the chat. Appreciate everybody. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel. If you guys haven't liked the stream, please like the stream. Cover the Eagles every single day. I'm wearing the Yodat merchandise from Philly Fresh. If you guys haven't went to his channel, subscribe to his channel, get some of his merch from Print Champs. He sent me some merch I got in the mail today, and I'm wearing it for the stream because it's really awesome. So if you guys haven't, go to his channel. Links in the description for Philly Fresh's channel. Subscribe to his channel if you guys haven't. Commentar says, starts with Roseman, get him out, then we will go from there. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a step-by-step process. The problem with these Eagle fans is, like, they want success as soon as the season starts. And I understand that. We all want that. I understand that. But at the same time, this team is not going to turn around next year. This is going to be at least, if they fire the head coach, they get rid of the defensive coordinator, they get rid of Howie Roseman, they do all that, get some new guys in here, that's a big win. And it's not going to happen. Like, this team's not going to turn around next year. We start drafting well. We bring in some good free agents. We save some cap space. And by 2023, this team could look a little bit better. I think this team would look so better right now if we just had a better scheme with these players. I think obviously we'll still make mistakes, but you can't have a scheme like this when it's comeback routes, it's go routes, and it's bubble screens, and that's it. That's all this offense is, and it's RPOs every single time. I understand they go under center once in a while, but there's no creativity with this offense. It's very bland. It's vanilla. It's bold. It's boring. Who wants to watch this team play? I don't know. Crying Frogs with the ownership is also a big problem. I think so too. A lot of connections with Howie Roseman. You know what I mean? And him and Joe Banner were good friends. They were good friends, and he got fired. So, I mean, at this point, 21 years of Howie Roseman, 21 years, and surviving head coaching change after head coaching change. You hired Nick Sirianni. You drafted Jalen Hurts. You drafted Milton Williams, you have got some bad draft picks that have not panned. You have not turned this team around after the Super Bowl. This team has gotten worse and worse. As soon as we didn't hit the playoffs for 1 year, Doug gets fired. I mean, you picked your GM over Carson Wentz. You picked your GM over Doug Peterson, Super Bowl winning head coach. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's just crazy. Marion Johnson says players' development is vital with the new regime. Yes. And a culture needs to be reestablished on top of that. Commissar, I wonder what Jeffrey Lurie sees in Howie. I don't even know. Remember when Nick Sirianni got hired for his introductory press conference? And remember you watched Jeffrey Lurie talk for like 3 hours about Howie Roseman, and I don't know what he was doing, but it was just like people were just like fire out, fire out. And that whole chat, remember, in the introductory press conference, and like Jeffrey Lurie was speaking first, and like he was talking about like Howie Roseman for like an hour, and everyone's just like fire out in the live chat. It was like the most embarrassing thing. Like no one cares. Like no one wants to hear about Howie Roseman. Like, yeah, he's good with trades, and he's good with, he's really good with trades, and he's good with moving cap space around. But and I thought he's made some good trades this year, but it doesn't make a good GM. If you want to demote Howie Roseman and literally have him have no say on anything, just let him deal with the cap, let him deal with the trades, and obviously get the final word from the head coach and the next GM if that's the case. Like, that's it. But he said ownership definitely. Vincent says Doug's offense and play calling were terrible. I agree. I agree with that. I thought they should have brought in some new pieces to this coaching staff. They never went outside the box. They never went out and got some new blood in here. They just moved guys around. I think Doug was way too friendly with people. There's just a few things about Doug I didn't like. But I'm not saying he was a crappy coach or he was the worst coach I've ever seen. But, Gary Armour says, why is everyone surprised he was projected to be a 4th-round pick for a reason? Think with your head, not your heart, and that's the problem with people. Well, I think a lot of people were surprised we drafted a quarterback. I was surprised we drafted a quarterback in the 2nd round. Wasn't even thinking that. You're not even utilizing, you have 2nd-round picks that were, Landon Dickerson's getting his shot now. You got 2nd-round picks in Miles Sanders and Dallas Goedert that aren't even getting chances. Dallas Goedert is getting thrown to once in a while, but it's not much. And Miles Sanders leaves his team. That's another player that's going to be a Pro Bowl. He's not going to care. Miles Sanders will gladly on a 1-year deal. Obviously, he's got 1 more year left on his contract. He will gladly go somewhere. He will gladly go somewhere else and work for that contract all over again. He will. He won't care. He'll work for it all over again as long as he's using the offense. Kyle McCooma says Fields gonna be good when he gets away from Matt Nagy. Mary John says Tuesday is the deadline. Barry Wright says if I hear Howie say good value one more time. Crypto says draft Kenya Kayvon for pass rush. No, you could. Mary John says he's from Oregon. I forgot. Maybe there was another guy like from Ohio State. I could be wrong. Maybe there was another guy. I think it was him from Oregon. BG Cal says if the Eagles lose to the 0-7 Lions, the Eagles organization will have successfully ruined 2 prospect QBs. I watched this video on the channel QB School that says Nick is ruining Jalen. Yeah, probably. He probably is ruining Jalen. They've ruined 2 quarterbacks already. I mean, for us. I mean, Jalen Hurts he's not looking good for himself, and he's not looking good because of the scheme. And that's Nick Sirianni's fault on top of Jalen Hurts' own fault for playing bad. That's just the truth, bro. Hold on. Comment says we're going to be trouble in the next couple of years. If Howie Roseman's here, we're going to be. Kyle McComas says I want Riley Moss in the 2nd round. Dude's fast and got ball skills. Big D's have probably already ruined him. OG says, Shakes, what did you think of the Halloween movie that just came out? I thought it was fantastic. I love it. I've watched it 4 times already, and I think it's one of the best sequels. Probably the 3rd best movie in the whole franchise. No joke. Bill Cat says supposedly Jalen's footwork mechanics are bad, which is fixable, but he's used to playing out of the pocket, and Nick calls end up keeping Jalen in the pocket most of the time. I mean, in this league, you have to be in the pocket. I mean, you have to throw it out of the pocket. You can't run every single play. If that's his strength, it's not good. He's run out of the pocket a million times, and obviously he rolls out to his right 100% of the time because he doesn't roll out to his left ever. Usually it's mostly to his right most of the time. First step is always to the right. It's never to the left, ever, all the time. But you have to pass in the pocket. You have no choice. You have to do that. You know what I mean? Scott Hirsch says, long time there. Joey, some ex-dude from 9% ordered something off me from eBay, so I as pre-minted. What's going on, man? That's all good. It's all good. Harpoon Baker says that Indy Reich has always called the plays here and did not call the plays. I mean, this dude is cutting his teeth at the expense of the team. That's true. Sixers does even Andy Reid would watch defensive play videos from time to time, even though he was an offensive minded coach. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you need to know who you're facing every week. How do you scheme against another team if you don't know who's playing defensively, or you're not watching enough tape of what they're doing defensively? Scott says, okay, you get to live. We need the fresh changes, starting with ownership, getting rid of Howie. We're not getting rid of Jeffrey Lurie. That's not happening. Roseman, yes, we could do that. Gary said, as much as Jim Schwartz drove me nuts at times, I think we know now he was pretty good. But yeah, I thought Doug was on Carson's side and the GM favored Jalen. Well, I don't know. I heard it was the other way around. I don't know. I don't know. I thought it was the other way around. I thought it was both. I thought it was Doug wanted him benched and the front office wanted to keep. I don't know. I could be wrong. BioCastle says, when Dak replaced Romo's rookie season, he was not very good, but still won a ton of games. One reason was a killer O-line. The other reason was simply offense play calling. Yeah, it was the scheme, and the offensive line protected him very well. Big D said this perfectly. A new head coach would hire a new staff. Definitely. Scott said, Big D, would you take Tomlin if Cross State? I wouldn't take Mike Tomlin for anything. No, I don't know. Sixers dub wants to, honestly, I want us to hire Darren Orlovsky as QB coach and Brian Palmier as OC. Scott says Joe Douglas is in the tree too. Jerry says we have the chance to bring in 5 impact players to draft rounds 1 to 3. Howie's got to go. He does. I don't want him to have these draft picks. Definitely not. Second one says, I'd love to get Brian DeBall or bring back Doug Peterson. Brian DeBall, I would love for him to come here. Definitely. I mean, look what he's doing with the Bills, calling the plays. Fantastic. But the players and coaches keep changing. What hasn't? Exactly. The front office and GM have not changed. Dakota Lam says, Nick Sirianni is going to get us 9 wins this year. It will lead us to be 9-8, then he can cool off. I don't think we're winning 9 games, bro. I don't think we're winning another 2 games. I don't think we're winning even 2 more games, maybe 3. I don't even think so. And it's not being a Debbie Downer. It's just the truth. Like, I honestly don't think they're winning 2 more. I don't think it's going to happen. Scott said the best question is how he will manage to screw up 3 top 15 picks and about 9 million picks rounds later next year. I really hope not. Commissar said, yeah, I was in that chat spamming Fire Howie. How can he stay through 4 head coaching? Like, that's instantly. Yeah, it's insanity. It is. Harpoon Baker says the top 6 teams in the NFL are the NFC. Maybe it's best to tank and bank draft picks. Thomas said, I don't think Doug's play calling was terrible. I mean, it was mediocre. Sirianni's play calling has been terrible. Yeah, I think both were really bad play calling wise, but compared to what we've seen from Jalen Hurts last year to this year, obviously being thrown to the fire last year, he actually didn't look that bad. It's looked a lot worse this year, and it comes to coaching 100%. DRT says Sirianni would be a great JV coach and would have the whole team's self-esteem high within 5 core values. He cares more about being on everybody's good side than winning games. That's a really good quote right there. He feels as if how bad things are going right now that he needs to be friendly with everybody and keep everybody on his good side, and not let these guys be mad at him. You know what I mean? Until things hit the fan. He wants to stay on everybody's good side, but you're not worrying about the main problem. You got to be hard on these guys too. I think he's way too nice. And that's just me. Commissar, if Hurts does not pan out, then Howie really has to go because then it would be another wasted pick. There's no defending Howie anymore at this point. No, I'm done. I mean, I'm done. I've been done. Even before the season started, I was done. I was like, I'm done. That draft was so like that War Room controversy was so stupid. And let me tell you something. Devontae Smith wasn't the pick for the Eagles. I'm telling you right now, if Howie Roseman traded back from 6 to 12, you trade up with the Cowboys, they get in front of the Giants, and you thought that Devontae Smith was the player that they were going to draft this whole entire time this past year, there's no way that was supposed to happen. They're not drafting best player available. They're drafting by analytics, and that's a big problem. That's how you're going to mess up this franchise. And they've already done it. How many times already? Biggie says Doug has proven he can win with the right staff and personnel around him, and that's true. Harpoon says Zach Ertz just caught a sick pass. Wow. This is the proof. This makes Howie Roseman look even worse. There's what it is. It's not even a matter of fact that Zach Ertz left. It's a matter of fact that you could still have a good offense with. There's a lot of good valued players on this offense. There's a good amount of players still here. You know what I mean? And the scheme is just bad. And obviously with Zach Ertz, it didn't work out for Zach Ertz, and he was the number one tight end, even with Dallas Goedert on a contract year. It didn't even matter. It's insane. Love It 38 says Eagles should resign Doug Peterson, fire Nick Sirianni, and we'll see what happens. But he said, if I had a nickel for every time Nick contradicted himself, I'd have a private jet on 24-hour standby. Common Star says, yeah, on film, Nick is making Hurts look worse. A lot of film breakdowns have been saying that. Good coaching could fix Hurts, and it's a shame he's not getting good coaching. It's frustrating. And he's not going to get good coaching this year. Nick Sirianni is going to put him in a bad position. Nick and Jalen Hurts is going to make a lot more mistakes, and it's gonna hit the wall sooner or later. K Mead says Ertz looks like the best tight end in the NFL right now. It's crazy. I mean, even last game, not even just this game they're playing tonight against Green Bay. The last game, he had the biggest reception of his career, and outran the whole defense. I mean, Ertz outran the whole defense. Jeff Old says Ertz looks great on a good team, and good for him, man. Good for him, really. If I could go out and shake his hand, good for him. Love It says, do we think we care about Flowers? No. Crush on says, you want a Cowboy? Hell no. Hell no. Scotter, she says, I love when he reads from a drunken OG Philly guy said, damn, Joey, Ertz is looking good tonight, making some big catches and some big moments. It's unfortunate. It is what it is. That's how bad the scheme is. I mean, you could tell that's how bad the scheme is. Drew says, Ertz just made 2 catches in traffic, but was dropping easy passes with us. That's crazy. Michael Harvat says, us diehard fans have to go through these times to enjoy the highs. Hang tough, Bird Gang. That's what I'm saying, guys. Like, we just have to be we have to be tough. Like, I don't want this franchise to turn into a losing franchise every single year to where we're talking about the same thing every single year. It's crazy. Hold on. Uh-oh. I don't know what's going on. I can't click on Am I still live? I am live. Why can't I can't click on anything? Why is that? Hold on one second. That's weird. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened at all just now. I don't know what happened. That was really weird. It added me twice for some weird reason. I don't know why. It's weird. Okay, let's see here. Let's go back to where we were. By the way, appreciate everybody being here tonight, guys, to hang out and just talk Eagles. You know, I'm always down for it. We're going to have a stream tomorrow, by the way. Tomorrow we will have another stream tomorrow night, definitely. So definitely check that out. Big D says, I think we win 5 at most. Let's see. Margaret Polk says, do you think Gannon will coach another soft game for a deep... He's coached soft games every single week. Besides the Panthers game, and obviously our 2 wins. Besides our 2 wins, I mean, we've been playing soft every single game. These linebackers don't go down. These linebackers take hits more than make hits. I mean, that's just the way it is. Linebackers don't play downhill. The safeties are just never around. I don't know. The corners and Javon Hargrave are like the highlights of our defense this year. I mean, that's it. You know what I mean? That's it. Scott says 9 games cracks me up. Yeah, no, there's no 9-game wins. That's not going to happen. Matthew Walsh says, here's a fun fact for you. Eagles never brought in Dillard for a pre-draft visit to Philly before we trade up for him. That goes to show how incompetent our front office has become. Yeah, I did remember that we never had a visit with Andre Dillard. Dillard never visited the Eagles or nothing. It just happened like that. You know what I mean? It just shows you. You know what I mean? It just shows you. Commissar Doug Pierce is not coming back. It's sad that it's probably one of the last places I would want to coach due to the crap management. I love the Eagles, but management would drive me away. It would probably do the same thing to me as well. Skyler said I would take Staley in a heartbeat. I would too. Not anymore. Lost out on that. Harpoons. I don't think Ertz wanted to catch passes in Philly. He's got hands of glue. Do they have better? Stick him in Phoenix. He's tough. He's a people's coach and might give that locker room a good shake. Comments Devontae Smith is good. I think Smith is a first pick I like since 2006. Oh, that's true. I mean, I think he's a legit superstar. I think he is. He's only got, 400 yards this year? I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, he's only got 400 yards. DRTY said, looking at Jamar Chase success, I feel bad for Devontae. I know he's a sick of Sirianni. He should average 100 plus. Yeah, he should easily. I can't wait because we're gonna have an explosive offense next year to 2 years. If certain decisions are made, this team is gonna look really good. It's only gonna take a couple moves. And honestly, look at the power struggle, and that's it. So what does Howie have on Jeffrey Lurie that he won't fire him? I just don't get it. That's what I think. That's what I think. Maybe nothing, but there's always a speculation that he has something on him. I don't know, or they're just way too friendly. I don't know. But he said Howie has to be the first out of the door. He needs to be last year. No, never mind Jalen Hurts. Never mind the Jonathan Gannon or Nick Sirianni. He's got to get out. Roseman needs to be out the door before this team can move on. He has to be out of the door. Love it 38 said, I think Nick Sirianni loves every part of coaching. I expect the games. Porto Rock says we went from Super Bowl winners to flowers. That's true. Commissar says Ertz looks like an elite tight end again. It's crazy, man. It makes me sad of how horrible this coaching staff is, and how they let one guy have control over so much. It's holding this team back. Paul Kuma says, I feel like this is Howie's playbook since he got control of everything else. Yeah, I think so. Bryce Blackwell, what's going on, man? Let's see here. Thomas says Hurts has 42 yards right now and is on pace for a 100-yard game. It's nuts. I don't mind when you trade players that, we're not going to give big contracts to, but you see guys totally transform into different players when they go to other teams, and that just bothers the crap out of me. It just bothers me. Scott says, here's the problem, though. We're replacing Hurts. There's no QB out next year that just screams at you. No, there's no QB in the draft. Either you bring in a better scheme for Jalen Hurts or you start Gardner Minshew next year. I think those are only – there's no point in bringing in a Russell. You can't bring in big-time QBs. We're not one spot away. We're not one quarterback away from doing good things. We have a lot to fix as of right now, offensively and defensively. So bringing in one of those high-priced quarterbacks is not free agent-wise or trading for one. It's not going to make any sense at all. So, what do you think, guys? Howie stays, we will become a damn Browns of the NFC. We're already the Browns of the NFC right now. We're already the Browns. I mean, we're that bad. I think even with the Texans, and the Texans are playing bad, Miami's playing bad, and the Jaguars are playing bad. But I think this is the worst front office in the whole league. I think it is. The worst part of it, we have fresh material every week. Yeah, it's true. Liquid says we need Howie out of here before next year's draft. We will ruin that as well. This again is even more pathetic, and that's true too. Scott Hirsch says that kid out of Pittsburgh is putting up numbers in AC. Maybe him. Commissar said, good for you guys that leave and do better, but it's kind of crazy and very embarrassing. Other NFL teams laugh at us, and the media laughs at us every week. How can Lurie think everything is all good? Remember the video about the Colts video when they showed when the Eagles were on the board and they picked Jalen Reagor and didn't draft Justin Jefferson, and they laughed, and they literally laughed at us for not picking Justin Jefferson. Like we have idiot coaches. We have idiot GM, and these what is the point of these scouts going after scouting all these players for just Howie just to overtake every decision? It makes no sense in my mind. It just makes no sense. Easy Money has flowers. Cyclone Video says, you got a favorite Quentin Tarantino film? I don't know, to be honest. I have to think about that. I got to think about that. There's a lot of them I do like, but I got to think about it. Harpoon says if the Colts lose the rest of their games, which is very possible, what first round pick draft? I don't know. It'll probably be top 20. It just depends. It depends where between the other teams as well. So I don't know. I mean, if they lose the rest of their games, we're not getting that pick. They're going to bench Carson. We're not going to get that pick. They're going to bench him. But for that reason, they will bench him. And they will tell Carson because it's for that reason. You know what I mean? I don't know. Easy Money says Noodle, Arm, and Sirianni, the force dynamic duo. This just pisses me off. Ertz is coming up clutch. See what happens when his QB actually passes him the ball. I know, and obviously the scheme is a lot better. And when you trade for DeAndre Hopkins and when you have obviously they got hurt in the game with a hamstring, but this is what happens when, even they got Byron Jones, they got all these cornerbacks. They're young. They're young on both sides of the ball, and all their draft picks are because they've gotten best player available, and they have a good head coach, and they have a scheme that works, and it's normal, and they're undefeated as of right now. It's just crazy. If Howie was here after this year, we'll have another case of the Jacksonville and Houston on our hands. Jeremy says, as good as our cornerbacks have been, why wouldn't you blitz rather die by the blitz thing you pick apart? And I don't know. They were doing, I think, what was it? I forgot what game it was. They were starting to do some stunts with defensive linemen, but if you don't have a pass rush, you have to blitz. You have no choice, and they're not doing it. You're not doing it. You know what I mean? Harpoon says, what's your favorite? Whatever you choose, as long as you have seen it before, I will watch it tonight. Commissar says Smith has been open like 9% of the time, and that's true. And there's some people out there that say that Smith doesn't get separation. Like, those idiots need to shut their mouth because they have no idea what they're talking about. Big D said one man's ego destroyed everything. Oh, do you feel like, guys, that Howie is Jeff, legitimate son? He is not going anywhere. Cyclone says Harpoon Bakery. I've only seen one, and that was Pulp Fiction, which I really did like, and that was a good movie too. Easy Money says Devonta Smith's open 99.9% of the time. Oh, we're gonna get more. He's open pretty much every play. Jevil says maybe Lurie can bring in Obama to campaign and get rid of Howie. Lions Den says Howie will ruin the franchise. I think if Howie Roseman gets his extension after this year, if he gets an extension after this year, okay, I really think, I'm just saying it, I really think that this team will not do anything for the next 5 to 6 years. Like, that's how bad I think it's going to get and how bad it's going to be. That's just the truth of it all. We got a super chat from Ringo. Ringo, what's going on, man? He says, Joey, if I bet you were the head coach, you would have had at least 4 wins. At least, yeah, probably. I would have at least ran the ball. Anybody would be the head coach, at least to run the ball. You could be the head coach. Anybody in this chat right now could probably be the head coach, at least run the ball a certain amount of times. And yeah, why not? You know what I mean? Appreciate it, bro. Commissar said Watkins has been open 9% of the time. Watkins is a good number 2, man. Watkins, man. I remember when he got drafted, right? And when John Hightower, I used to be a big John Hightower fan. I used to be like, John Hightower better than Quez Watkins. I remember some guys were like, man, I'm telling you right now, he's like, once Quez Watkins gets his shot, you're going to see what I'm talking about. And, I ate my words. I thought Hightower was going to be a better wide receiver, but I guess not. Quez Watkins is a legit number 2. Legit. I mean, this guy was a steal and still not. And he's made some crazy catches, even in some inaccurate passes from Jalen Hurts coming back and just contested catches. He's good. He's really good. That speed is no joke. It's no joke. Commissar Watkins has been open 100% of the time. Jerry says the Colts are playing well and have pretty easy schedule coming. That first round pick is ours, barely injured. I'm glad. Carson stays healthy. I think it's looking really good right now. They just have to worry about not losing too many games, otherwise they will bench Carson Wentz. But I don't know. I mean, I think that first pick could be ours. We could have 3 first-round picks next year. No joke. Big D says, I heard he's extended through after the 2022 season. Who? Howie? No, I don't. There's no news about that. If you heard anything, it's probably nothing. Six Dub says it's crazy that Ertz is balling out in Arizona, and with us, he looked like Zach Aguilar. Or just totally disappeared from the offense. You know what I mean? Scott says Hightower is dropski. Farrell said my man play calling better than this BS. Comment said we need to get every single Eagles fan together and buy this franchise. I feel we could. I mean, you need a lot of money for that. You need a lot of money for that. Shops if Cards lose, Rams #1 in power rankings. Big D says Nick coaches like he's playing Madden. Savon Jordan said, I miss Jordan Hicks. He's hard, decent career, even with the car. Yeah, I know. And unfortunately, he was hurt with us all the time. Look at Deshaun. Is Deshaun Jackson even hurt yet? I don't even think so. Deshaun Jackson hurt every play he's in. Deshaun Jackson, when I saw him playing for the Rams, I'm like, he looks fantastic. Looks great. Nasty Beats, what's going on? Says it's hard to remember a team having such fall from grace after winning a championship. Well, that's what happens when you don't draft well. After the Super Bowl, they kept the same roster as much as they possibly could. They didn't draft well. They started restructuring. They started restructuring players to free up cap space, and then those cap hits kept kicking the can down the road. The restructuring led to more bigger cap hits down the road later seasons, and then you were $70 million over the cap this year. You had to restructure from $70 million to get under the cap so you can at least pay your draft picks. So at least you could pay your draft picks for when you draft. And obviously free agency, the first day of free agency the Eagles had this year was $3 million under the cap. They all they had was $3 million. That was it. Cortado says Minshew left to another team. Ours, maybe he will be better with us than Jacksonville. We'll see. Big D, we were supposed to get Jordan Hicks back, but how he botched that. I mean, I think there was a rumor this past offseason that Jordan Hicks was, I think, looking to go to another team, or like, I don't know, he might have been traded. But I think there was nothing. Nobody was picking him up. Eduardo Franco says, sorry, but Hurts runs RPO and can't read the field. That's why Nick Sirianni preached flowers. He needs Gardner. Jerry Armour says, Hightower is one of the most talented wide receivers. He just doesn't take his craft serious. Worry about more playing video game. Quote from Jason Avant. Really? Comments: Sean Jackson's healthy and he has been balling out. It's just, I'm just tired of this team. I really am. Sears Dumb one said Hurts and Jackpot QB fantasy football, but terrible at real football. Big D said Buccaneers did. Harpoon Baker says Colts easy schedule. They play Cardinals on the road, Titans, Tampa, Las Vegas, Buffalo. How is that? I didn't know that schedule. That's crazy. And Ravens as well. Wow. Scott says for real, D-Jack looks great. Couple deep shots this year and some nice quick. Yeah, there were some deep shots that went, were overthrown to him. He probably would have scored a lot more this year. So Eduardo Franco says either bench Noodle Arm and purge the staff on blast, or put Noodle Arm in a pro style offense and put him on blast. Something got to give. That's definite. Nasty Beat says yes, poor drafting and roster management, but also the complete dysfunction that has bubbled to the surface. Yes, and I think after this loss to the Lions Sunday, it's going to completely bubble over. You lose against an 0-7 team, I think this is going to be the cherry on top. This game this Sunday is going to be the cherry on top to everything. It's going to be the cherry on top to everything. No joke. I'm not even kidding. Commissar says, I don't understand why we didn't blitz during the Raiders game. Derek Carr has problems under pressure, and we have good corners, so why did we not blitz? I mean, it's kind of obvious what to do, and he doesn't do it. He just doesn't do it. Cyclone says, would you rather get a safety or defensive end with the first overall pick? I really want a pass rusher this year, badly. Like, I want, like, a Chase Young edge rusher. Like, I really do. Like, I want that edge rusher because we paid Josh Sweat nothing. We paid Josh Sweat. Brandon Graham might come back. I think Brandon Graham will come back. I don't think he's retiring. There's no way he's not ending. And he already said he's not going to another team. It's not going to happen. He's literally like not going to end. He's not ending his year on that. It's not going to happen. He's going to come back and play really well. He would have played really well. We would have had a lot more pressures this year. It would have freed up Fletcher Cox a little bit. It would have helped. It helps, to have another pass rusher like that. I do want to get Kyle Hamilton really badly, you know what I mean? Because we have two safeties that are going to be on the outs this year. There's no way Marcus Epps is going to do anything for this team. And Kevon Wallace is simply too much talk and doesn't, and too injury prone and doesn't, and says way too much. And that's just a bigger problem with him. Big D says probably because Jackson not being thrown bad passes in harm's way. Matthew Wall says Jalen Reagor is nothing more than Josh Huff with a first-round price tag. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Reagor. This is why I can't blame all these receivers because the balls are thrown so badly. Reagor would have had a better year till this point going into week 8. he would have had 3 touchdowns this year, but maybe 4 touchdowns this year, and a lot more yards. And Hurts has thrown some crap passes to him, and I can't put everything on Jalen Reagor. I can't. I really can't. Not saying he's never made mistakes, but I can't put everything on him with his quarterback play. He's had some really good balls thrown. He's had some really bad balls thrown his way, and he's had separation, and the ball just can't get there. Jerry says they also play the Jets, Jags, and Texans. Commissar says, do you imagine if Brandon Brooks gets traded to another team and then never gets injured? Yeah, right? I don't know. I think he has to go at this point. He's making too much money. I think we could put Herbig at right guard. I'm not really worried about it too much. I know Driscoll's been going from guard to tackle. You have Herbig can play both guard spots. You know what I mean? So, we'll see. Scoob, what's going on, man? Big D says in a mouth that makes Furby look like a mute in comparison. Scott says prediction: we will lose to the Lions, and I will be 8-1 in fantasy when Swift puts up 35 points. He's gonna run all over us. It's gonna happen. I'm so worthless. Says the Lions are the worst team in NFL history. If y'all can't beat them, something's wrong, and we probably won't. And that's just the truth. I do think we're losing to the Lions. I agree with you. I don't have us winning this game. I just don't. Don't say they're beatable. Don't say anything. The record has nothing to do with it. Jerry says Joshua is not being used right at all. No, none of them are. It's every player in this offense and this defense. No players are being used the right way. Nobody is. So this is why we got to stop Howie Roseman. He's going to stop giving these stupid contracts. Josh Sweat contract looked great when it happened, but he hasn't put up any numbers. Nothing. Just nothing. Harpoon says the Colts have not beat a good team yet. They've won 3 games: Dolphins, Texans, 49ers. Yeah, it's pretty bad. World Franco says the only fact I have come away with what we want is not happening. So ask for the opposite, Joey. Would you trade Cox for Jaden Harris straight up? P.S. I would. Yeah, I probably would. Because we'd save a lot of cap space for Fletcher Cox, and I think you could draft another guy. I don't know. I think Hargrave's going to be a good player. They have to line him up with somebody else, obviously. They could probably get someone that's a little bit cheaper in free agency, or they can go in the draft. I don't know. There's a lot of different things they could do. I don't know if they're gonna trade Fletcher Cox. They have to, because the Mulata contract next year is going to take effect next year. Josh Sweat's contract is going to take effect next year, and on top of everything else, I think Josh Sweat's struggling too because Brandon Graham's injured, because he's on one side or the other. So really, all they have to do is worry about one side. So, you're not really worrying about Derek Barnett at all. You know what I mean? So it just depends. Just depends. Big D said, I think we beating Detroit but would not shock me in least if we lose. Farrell says Kyle Hamilton. Cyclone 58 Samuel Sanders and AJ Green have been surprisingly good. And AJ Green has been hurt every single year. You know what I mean? Played for the Bengals his whole career, and he deserved to go to another franchise just because he was there for so long, and he just needed a fresh start somewhere else. And AJ Green is a good player, and always injured. And look at him now. Comment starts with Josh Sweat and the whole defensive line is not being used right. I can't really blame Sweat for. No, I can't blame all these players. I don't think Josh Sweat's. None of these players have played great, but the scheme is just really bad to the point where Jonathan Gannon has players coming up to him, and he's trying to take pointers from some of these players. The players are coming up to the defensive coordinator saying, "Hey, I want to see how you can use me in this better way." Like they're literally teaching him how to coach. That's how bad it is. Colin Coon said maybe the coaches are coaching like this to get Howie fired because it seems like the only pick they've actually liked was Devontae Smith. I don't know. But because Howie Roseman has handcuffed these coaches, so that probably wouldn't make any sense. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's not if Nick Sirianni looks bad, that's Howie Roseman's hire. He hired Howie Roseman. Then your quarterback's not playing bad. That's Howie Roseman's draft pick right there. You know what I mean? So it's just crazy. Love it says number 3 for the Eagles should be either Hamilton, Leal, or Stingley draft 2022. And Eduardo Franco says Rager, Jim Schwartz, Juan Murray, Chin is the second image. Our defense. Yeah, we missed on Jeremy Chin as well. That's another draft pick we could have had, but Howie Roseman overruled that into something else. Cyclone says, I think Josh Sweat suffers for poor coaching. He was improving every year until Matt Burke and Jim Schwartz. Yeah, I agree. And this year, it's just not going well. Not going well. Big D said Brooks will be gone. Jerry says, I don't care if they beat a good team. I just want them to be good enough where Wentz doesn't get benched, not rooting for them. Evan Mitchell says, we don't know how to use the weapons we have, and we have a lack of play creativity. No, there's no diverse play calling at all. There's not. Sears Dub says, interesting fact, by week 11, Hurts would have a full year as a starting QB with the Eagles. It's crazy, right? And probably not going to get any better. Nasty Beat says, fairly sold on the idea that legit QB in this offense looks different. Look at Packers tonight. Never heard of these receivers, yet they're winning. And yeah, with a quarterback and a good scheme, you play really well. That's definite. I think Hurts would play better in a better scheme, and obviously with the better usage of all these players to their strengths, but it's not happening. Counselor, I agree. Brookies has to go, but I have a bad feeling that's going to happen if Brooks gets traded. He might play better. I don't know, but Howie Roseman's has got to go, man. It's got to go. I don't care at this point. We're in a money situation. Like, we're gonna have cap space next year, but we need to free up more money. We need to free up more money, and we need a clean slate. We need a clean slate. We need to get rid of Howie Roseman and start drafting well and bring in a GM that actually cares about their head coach and cares about and pretty much put these guys up to standard of what they have to do. So people have to get reprimanded, and that's just the truth. Cyclone said we definitely need a new starting right guard. I think Herbig's going to be good at right guard. I'm not worried about him playing. I love Herbig at right guard. I think we're fine at right guard, to be honest with you. Matthew Wall says if we lose to the Lions, somebody will lose their job after the game. And who knows if that's even going to happen? Who knows? Evan Mitchell says, isn't that the story of the Eagles? Hodge Scott says when a consummate pro like Fletcher Cox comes out and says, right? No, it's not right at all. Big D said, I think we win, but we'll look very unimpressive doing so. Sears Dub says Lions are just unlucky. They might go 0-16, but so far all the games they've lost have been close games. Yeah, and I think they're gonna. This team might get outcoached. Ashford says, nope, no. Fletcher's retiring as an Eagles. Get used to it. It might happen. I don't know. It might happen. I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised if he gets traded. This guy's all right. Saying that you would trade Fletch, what would you ask for him? I don't know. It just. As of right now, it just depends, like, how much money that they're going to be taking on. It depends. I don't know what his contract looks like for next year, how much money if a team has to take on. It could be a second, third round pick, maybe a third rounder for Fletch. I don't know. I think you can get more value. You should probably get a second round pick. I really don't want nothing more than a second round pick, to be honest with you. So Corey Houston Bay says they can't trade Cox because of his contract. No one's trading for that. But yeah, I mean, he's the highest paid. I don't know. I have to look at the numbers, so I don't know. Love it. 38 said number 3 round pick 2022 for the Eagles should be either Hamilton, Leo, or Stingley. Common Star says, why does our scheme have defense tackle chasing after schemes? That makes no after screen. I mean, you're talking about after screens. That makes no sense because defensive tackles are slow. Yeah, apparently there was news that came out that Fletcher Cox was defending a screen pass, and that's what the play was for him to defend the screen pass. I don't know. I don't know. But he said AJ Green in Arizona is criminal. Wardo says, Joey, you understand football just like I do. They need to put Avery back at defensive end, start Bradley or Taylor to bring some heat. I don't know. I think Taylor's a good blitzer. He's a physical specimen. I do like Taylor. I mean, none of these linebackers can cover. They can't cover. They can't play zone. They can't. I mean, they just can't do it. They don't have the linebacker. They don't have the right personnel. That's why they kept 7 linebackers, guys. They kept 7 linebackers this year because they needed as many as possible. They really did. So. I don't know. Putting Avery back at defensive end, I don't know. We're putting him back at his normal position. When we traded him from the Browns for a 4th round pick a couple years ago, that was his normal position. We turned him to a defensive end and got nowhere with it, and then we put him back, and then Gannon put him back into his normal spot, at weak side linebacker. And it just, you know what I mean? It just hasn't worked. Evan Mitchell says Smith should have at least 6 to 8 touchdowns. I agree with that 100%. But he said the tight ends are never getting the ball. That's true. That's true. Nasty Beat says the only reason I tune each week is hopes of seeing Devonta ball out. Still waiting. Feel bad for the kid. I do too. In time, things will change. I'm hoping after this year, things really change drastically. I hope it does. I want to get excited about something. Jerry said the restructured Cox contract. It's a great contract for the team, trading for him, but pretty good cap hit for us. Yeah, exactly. Commissar said, I really want a corner in the draft. Trust me too. Steven Nelson, he might be a free agent after this year. Apparently, I think Darius Slay's contract's up after 2023. I heard he's got 2 more years. I thought he only had a year left here, but I could be wrong. Cyclone says Rager could definitely have better stats if it weren't for bad pass. Oh, and speaking of the cornerbacks, you have Tate Gowan now, and you have Zach McPherson. More competition next year. Tate Gowan, apparently he was supposed to get drafted by the Eagles, never happened. I guess the pick in front of us, I guess the Cardinals had a pick in front of us and they drafted him, and I guess they were going to draft him, but it never happened. They had a lot of long talks, so they get a player that they were supposed to draft this past year. So we'll take Gowan. We'll see what happens. I mean, he's already talking his crap already, saying I'm gonna be the Tom Brady of corners. Like, I don't know why, just say that about yourself and then get disappointed and laughed at, because that's just what happens. Biddy said every time we find something that works, we abandon it the rest of the game. That's true. Harpoon said, what does Roseman admit he made a mistake in hiring our hard culture wannabe? Comment star says fire Howie Roseman spread the message. The Badger said we could have picks 1 and 2 along with another in the 10 to 15 range. Most teams would be ecstatic with that. Roseman making those picks. How can you be excited? And that's true. How can you be excited about Roseman making any of those picks? I don't know how you're going to get excited about any of that. I don't. Nate Herbig is a star. I think Nate Herbig is definitely could start at right guard. That's what I think. Comment says the Lions almost defeated the Rams. They are solid, but Goff turns the ball over way too much. Cyclone says, did Nate Herbig offend Howie? Why does it seem like they do whatever it takes to not start him? I don't know either. OG Philly guy said Rasul Douglas just won the game for the Packers. Really, huh? Freddie Nate says Rasul Douglas, ex-Eagle, just picked off Colin Murray to win the game. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm not saying Rasul Douglas had a ton. I mean, it's crazy. He went to the Panthers and went to the Green Bay. Went to the Raiders and then went to Green Bay, which is kind of nuts. It's crazy. It's crazy how we're seeing ex-Eagles just make plays every single game. It's kind of crazy. Rasul Ertz had a good game too. There are 105 people in the chat. Appreciate being here. Guys, haven't subscribed. Subscribe to the channel. We cover the Eagles every single day. We'll have another stream tomorrow, then the Philly Shakedown on Saturday on this channel as well. If you guys haven't liked the stream, please like the stream. This helps the channel a lot. Much love to everybody that's in the chat right now. If you guys haven't followed me on Twitter, either definitely follow me on Twitter. If you guys have not either. As for positive, you mean the same Rasul Douglas they probably hated and couldn't wait for the Birds to get rid of? I was actually surprised they got rid of him. Even that other corner we had, I think during the Chip Kelly years, the one from I don't know, the one from Jesus, he's on the Patriots. I forgot his name. It's been so long. But he said when you don't throw your tight ends, how the hell do you expect to win games? And that's true. It's got the 7 linebackers, fantastic. But even as what it looks like a 3-4, there are 3 of them sitting on the bench. Carlos Deuce says, hey, JoJo, what's up, my man? What's going on, bro? How you doing, Carlos? Drewski says, Doug wasn't that bad. Was when he went for us. Commissar says, the team has been so idiotic. When I lost brain cells, everything that they do makes no sense, and they just look dumb. Like, why do we not run the ball, and why do we not blitz? Just bad. Just really bad. We got a new member to the Shake Squad Army as a Shake Squad soldier. Appreciate it very much, Scott. Much love, man. Much love, dude. Appreciate you. Brandon, not Boykin. The other one, Eric Rowe. There you go. Stefan Jordan says you're thinking of Eric Rowe. That was another cornerback that I thought that we gave up. He didn't even play. Did he even play 2 seasons? I don't even think he played 2 seasons for the Eagles. I don't think he played 2 seasons at all. And we gave him up, and we gave him up in the offseason, and Jim Schwartz was like, okay, here you go. I think it was Jim Schwartz. I forgot who it was that had him. I think it was Jim Schwartz coming in 17, and I forgot when we gave him up. I forgot what year we gave him up. We got a super chat from Philly Fan D. Appreciate it, man. He says, my dream. Lurie finds a way, spend a top pick and trade for Andy Reid. They need to do something, because if they don't, this team could be another 6 years from being even relevant. I really think that. I don't try to be a negative Nancy about this team, but I look at these games with my 2 eyes, and I just give you my plain reaction. I'm not a reporter. I react to what I see, and whether people agree or disagree with me, it is what it is. Cyclone says if they aren't happy with Hurts and they don't want to draft QB this year, I say they should just ride with Minshew next year. They either ride with Minshew next year or they just give Jalen Hurts another year with a better head coach, and obviously hopefully the GM is gone. So that's what I'm hoping for. You know what I mean? That's what I'm hoping for. We'll see what happens, though. I don't know what's going to happen. Biddy says he's only played 1 year. Philly 215 said, I don't think we need to replace Hurts. We need to get rid of this coach and get a coach that knows how to call plays and put his QB in position to succeed. Thank you very much, Philly 215. Without Jalen Hurts making obviously the mistakes that he has been making every single week, and, these throws haven't looked good, but if you at least put your quarterback in the right position, balance out your offense, a new scheme is going to make Jalen Hurts better. A new quarterback coach will probably make him even better. I don't know, but at least it's going to make him better. He's going to make some mistakes, but I think some of these losses would turn into wins at this point. I think so. You know what I mean? Eric Franklin says Eric Rowe. Yeah, it was Eric Rowe. Big D says Eric Rowe was traded in 2016 after shining in Billy Davis D. Yeah, no, I really liked Eric Rowe a lot. I did. I thought there was something there with Eric Rowe. I did, and I thought we gave up on him way too early. Demon Badger says Hurts is terrible. Stop it. No, look, if I say something good about Jalen Hurts, okay, if I say something good, it doesn't mean I'm saying that he's the best quarterback ever. There are some good things about Jalen Hurts, but there's a lot of bad things about Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has been playing horrible, and that's just the truth. Philly 215, get hurt, misses a lot, passes, but if he had a better coach, he would be way better, and the stats are not that bad, to be honest, but he does. That's the problem. It's not about the stats. The stats are garbage stats because they're fourth quarter stats. They are fourth quarter stats. They're not. Take those end of the fourth quarter stats away, and you have absolutely nothing. Hurts has not improved since week 1 of the season. He has not. He has not played better than week 1 of the season. I don't think he has. There's nothing that comes out to me and says, I want someone to tell me how Hurts has gotten better from week 1 to week 7. That's what I want to know right now. I want to know that right now. Monjai says, no one needs to trade higher. Get Liberty QB available. That Liberty QB, a lot of people are talking about him. I forgot his name. I was reading about him actually the other day. And, a lot of people are really looking after him as well. QB available, Miami draft pick, maybe second overall. That's why trading up for a quarterback it's just gonna make no sense. The Giants might look for a quarterback. Miami's looking to trade for Watson or get a quarterback in this draft. So I don't really know. Honeycomb says, no lie, as long as Howie is here, it's literally failure for 4 years to come. I think it's gonna be 6 years, dude. It might be another 4 to 5 years. Yeah, definitely. Slasher says Brandon Boykin retired early with injuries. He was super good one season when he stayed healthy and we kept him. DM Batter says Hurts is restricting the play calling, not the other way around. Hurts is restricting the play calling. How? I mean, I want a reason. You can't just say that without a reason, bro. I got to know why he's restricting. I don't get it. Are they handicapping him? What is it? I don't know. Jungle Ball says, I'd be shocked if a new coach wanted Jalen to be a starter. I think that would limit coaching options in itself. Cyclone says, I really want Hurts to be the guy, but I don't know. And the only reason I want Jalen Hurts to be the quarterback, the franchise quarterback, so bad right now because I don't want to spend draft picks. We got a lot of draft picks this year. I don't want to spend more draft picks on another quarterback. I really don't. Trading for a veteran quarterback or just trading up in the draft for another quarterback. I really don't want to do it because that's all our draft picks. Honeycomb said Malik Willis is just bigger than Jalen. Oh, Malik Willis. That's the one from Liberty, right? That's the one from Liberty. Drew says they trade our young cornerbacks and brought in older corners. Yeah, I mean, but Jalen Mills can't play corner. The pass rush bandage, the pass rush since the Super Bowl and beyond, the pass rush and Malcolm Jenkins have bandaged up this defensive line. Has not the defensive line has bandaged up a lot of areas where we were weak at. You know what I mean? Jalen Mills, was he a fantastic corner? No, but the guy made plays. He made plays and did what he had to do. Darby, came from, I thought, played a good cornerback from the Bills. We traded for him and, wasn't our favorite corner, very undersized and, was in the right positions a lot of times to get balls, but he was beaten a lot of the times because of his size. But our cornerbacks right now, have played really good this year. We have no pass rush. We don't blitz. We have crappy cornerbacks. It's bad. It's really bad. TFP23 said we drafted Jordan Poyer as well. Then we cut him. He projected as a safety. Bills are smart. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. We need to get Howie Roseman out of here. It's nuts. There's going to be a deal with our defense is awful. 15-play drives. I can't wasting too much time on the clock. Possession for the other team has been ridiculous this year. This defense can't hold up. Ben Adams says like the merch. Oh, appreciate it, man. This is Yodette. This is Philly Fresh. Sent me some merch today, so I'm repping it today. His link's in the description, guys. If you guys haven't subscribed to his channel, subscribe to this channel. It's in the description. So he sent me some merch, and I'm wearing it today because it looks really good, and it's something nice, something different. So I said, why not? You know what I mean? Subscribe to his channel. If you guys haven't subscribed to this channel, subscribe to this channel. 127 people in the chat right now. We cover the Eagles every single day. We're going to be streaming the Lions game on Sunday. We're going to have the Philly Shakedown, Philly 500 this Saturday on this channel, so definitely don't miss that. And obviously on Philly 500, we'll have the post game on his channel when I go on his channel that day. So Big D says, what we've seen the last 3 years would get a million other GMs fired. Yeah, like not running. Not even just that, but you drafted Jalen Hurts. You know what I mean? You drafted Jalen Hurts in the second round. You hired Nick Sirianni as your head coach. You know, it's just you fired a head coach after 1 year of not making the playoffs. I mean, you traded players that have done well. Carson Wentz is playing solid right now. I mean, there's just so much going on. Like it's making him look bad. Half your draft picks aren't playing well. You're giving a contract to Josh Sweat, and he's not playing well. And I can't really put it on Josh Sweat because he's just in a bad scheme. But there's just a lot going on right now. Slasher says, we also gave up on Jordan Poyer way too early. I think I read that before. Evan Mitchell says, Hurts is a big part of the problem. He's a limited QB with a limited arm and can't read. And he's facing. He has no touch and no deep ball. He misses the simple passes. Thank you, Evan. His mechanics, his mechanics that you should have as a quarterback are just not good right now. When it comes to short passes, he's overthrown on slant passes. He's thrown behind receivers. Even last week against the Raiders when he threw behind Devontae Smith and he had to go back and go get it. He still dropped the ball, but he had to go back and go get it. He cannot throw to receivers on stride, and that's just the truth to it all. Ron Yen says, hey, good evening to you, Joey. If we fire Nick, would you be opposed if we rehired Dougie P? No, probably not. I don't know. But Howie Roseman needs to be out the door before that happens. You cannot I'm telling you right now, Doug is not coming back. I don't even know if he would come back here. But if there was a chance that he would want to come back here, I think at this point, Howie would have to be gone. There's no way. This isn't going to work with having Howie Roseman in the building. It's just not going to work. It's not going to work at all. But he said Hurts also has bad field vision. Can't read the field, and that's another thing. He eyes one receiver sometimes. It's just he's done it. I've seen it. Drewski said, I miss Sidney Jones too. I love watching him in college, and he showed flashes of being a good corner when he was there. Yeah, he did. And we let go of him too. Demon says, Joey, the comment as Hurts wasn't direct. Oh, my bad. I thought it was for me. I'm just trying to defend myself because I'm not trying to pick a side, bro. I'm not trying to pick a side on Jalen Hurts and whose fault it is. I'm tired of it every week. I feel like I have to defend myself every week because I have to see what works, what doesn't work. Jalen Hurts is it? Whose fault is it? It's on everybody. It's on everybody. And that's just the truth. But I appreciate it, Demon. I'm going through these chats so quick. I don't know who it's directed to. So, it is what it is. We all have our different opinions at the end of the day. Scott says you got to separate garbage from real play. Evan Mitchell says Hurts is the new Tim Tebow. Oh, God, don't say that. Thomas Williams says Jeffrey Lurie will never fire Howie because then who will be Lurie's scapegoat then? Don't know. But who's going to be Howie's scapegoat? Nick Sirianni, these coaches. Who's Howie's scapegoat? It's going to be the coaching staff. And, they're not producing anybody and the plays aren't running. You have handcuffed these coaches. You have meetings with these coaches every week, telling them what they're doing, what they shouldn't do, what they should do. You know what I mean? He's handcuffed these coaches. And that's just what's happened. Jace Young says, you need to watch the Cardinals game when you're done with this trip. That was a crazy game, bro. I was watching for a little bit, but Richie said, how has Nick Sirianni improved from week one? I don't think he has. He hasn't at all. He hasn't. Corey Fisher says you could say nothing good about Hurts without hurting someone's feelings. And, Demon Badger didn't mean it by that, but I was watching Joe Castro stream, and there was a bunch of people in that stream that were like giving every single excuse of why Hurts isn't playing well. And I understand that all of it's not on Jalen Hurts, because it's not. Nick Sirianni and Harry Roseman have they're ruining this quarterback right now. Jeff Murphy said, I always hated running QBs. Usually means they can't read a defense, can't go down wide receiver progressions, and aren't accurate. Sounds a lot like Hurts. I mean, there's even Lamar Jackson. I'm not really a big fan of Lamar Jackson, but he's gotten better with being in the pocket, and throwing passes. But, he runs a lot. And you know what? There's some, and he's not as fast as him, but some quarterbacks can get away with it and some just can't. But yeah, quarterbacks Lamar Jackson, where his regular, short mechanics are good, where he can get away with it in games, and that's true. We got Chad Vitale says, I don't know how you can compare Hurts to Minshew. He's got all the intangibles, and these fans and this team is ruining it. This literally the worst defense I've seen Eagles fans since 2000. Just saying. I agree with it, man. Chad, definitely agree. Corey Fisher, I just wish we could make the elementary throws. Yeah, we can't. Philly G Steak says, I could see us trading a first rounder for 2 firsts next year. We might get one more year of Hurts to wait for a better QB draft selection pool. That might actually happen. If you could trade one of those picks for 2 firsts for next year, yeah, great. Or 2 picks for the next 2 years or whatever it is. We're not picking 3 players in the top 10. It's not happening. You're at least picking 2. That might happen. So we'll see though. Scott says, Joey, okay, I'm going to help this kid out on the Hurts thing with the play calling. Hurts chooses the run option on the RPO a lot. But the RPO is not a run play. This is where I think Nick is stupid too, because I think he thinks that the RPO is a run play, but it's not. There's a run that's involved as in choice. There is. But you can't be doing RPOs. You just can't. It's just not. I like running under center as well because it gives more momentum for the running back. It's for him to choose where he goes, but I feel like Nick is treating these RPOs like they're run plays, but they're not run plays. They're RPOs, run pass option. It's a totally different story. It's a really totally different story. No joke. Philly Fan D with the super chat. Appreciate it very much, man. He says 1 more year stands with say fire Lurie will get this fixed, and this owner needs to believe that he has to be an owner. Jeffrey Lurie, be an owner. Sit in your box seats, sit up there, root for your franchise, go into the battle room and see what's going on with this team. Just see what's going on. But at the end of the day, you really just got to just be an owner and don't get into the middle of all the mix of all of what's going on. Certain things, definitely. But when it comes to everything, just let these coaches coach. Let your GM get your GM off the coach. Stop handcuffing your coaching staff and stop picking the wrong players in the draft and stop. This is just gone for too long now. There's going to be a point where people are going to come to games. That there's going to be no fan base coming to games. And I mean, I don't think that's ever going to happen because the Eagles fan base is just terrific. But Honeycomb J says, tinfoil hat. Howie and Lurie want Lincoln Riley's offense, plus heavy RPOs is what won us a Super Bowl. Lurie hated what Schwartz was running, hence yelling at him after the Super Bowl. So he wanted a heavy zone D. And that's horrible. I mean, that's just horrible as of right now. So Big D says, Wentz may have known Nick was a stooge from the get-go. Slash says, Demon Badger, we hired Sirianni before Wentz got traded. And that's true as well. Clark Roberts, Rasul Douglas just won the game for Green Bay. Just you look younger yourself. Did you shave or something? Because you look really. I actually just shaved before I did this stream, so probably I don't look like a scurvy mess right now. I was Philly 500 says it look like Denzel Washington. That's never going to happen. Farrell says, Joey, I'm making you some heat. Demon says at my point he thought he'd be coaching Wentz, not Hurts. Jeff Murphy says, will they bring up Howard now? Now that it matters. He probably will get no touches anyways. If they do, then great, but I don't think they're going to bring him up. I don't think it's going to happen. They might, and if he does, I'll be like, we'll be all excited about it. But they have been the bruiser, we strayed away from bruiser backs so much. And having Elijah Holyfield and obviously his pass protection. Elijah Holyfield is not on the roster because his pass protection is bad. You have Miles Sanders and Jordan Howard, two backs that can block and pick up blitzes so well, and you don't even use these guys for that. You really don't. Maybe Miles Sanders when he's in the game for pass protection, maybe. But Jordan Howard he had no free agent interest this past offseason. He had no interest at all. He lost some weight. He bulked up. He looked really good this offseason, but man, they haven't done a thing with him this year. I don't know why. It seemed like just like how they were kind of protecting Miles Sanders, all of the preseason games are like not playing him, like they were about to unleash the beast out of the cage this season, like they were going to unleash like Miles Sanders is coming for you type season, and they didn't do that. Like it makes no sense to me. Jay Young said, "Do you want me to tell you the ending of the game, Cardinals versus Packers, or just want to watch?" You can tell me the ending. I don't care. Flagos 5 say, "Hey, how you doing tonight?" Flagos 5, what's going on, bro? Marcus Specs, bro, I don't believe that everyone is talking about Minshew coming in here like he would come in and make us great as team. He throws better than Hurts, that is, but he doesn't escape blitz better. I don't. Well, you got to pick your poison. Like, do you want a quarterback that escape the pocket every time and throw horribly, or do you want a quarterback that can make every single throw, but is not going to escape the pocket to, and will take sacks? You got to pick your poison with it. Nobody's perfect. There's always going to be some type of flaw with some of these quarterbacks. I'd rather take a quarterback that is dead on accurate and that can make every single throw before getting hit. And Minshew is not like non-athletic. Minshew is he's actually good he's not bad in the pocket. He actually can move around a good amount. But, I'd rather him be, work inside the pocket a lot more, and he's better that way. But Minshew can make throws outside the pocket. He could do it. Slatter says, Demon Badger, I was trying to say you were wrong, just was letting you know, but I have a feeling they told him before he came in. Limits Cod says, draft's going to be crazy, to be honest. It is. He said, we're probably going Hamilton, Kroll, or DB, or defensive end. It's going to be defense for 2 picks. And that's for sure as of right now. Limit Cod says, and Sirianni's still the same, and so is Gannon. That's definite. Big D says Minshew has typically started out good the first couple games and fizzles out later on. I don't know if there's people in this chat saying he's a franchise quarterback, which is like going way too far. Way too far. He can win you some games. But guys, like, number one, we need to have a constant GM. Number two, we need to have a constant head coach. We can't be changing head coaches every year. Changing assistant coaches is fine, but you can't be changing your coaching staff every single year, and it can't happen. Like we need to make the right decisions for next year because of our draft capital that we have. We're actually going to have cap space next year. Do not trade for Tua. There's already people saying that. Do not trade for Tua. I do not care. Do not trade for him. I am not interested in trading for Tua whatsoever. Obviously, he's probably going to be out the door most likely. There's probably going to be teams that are going to line up for him. I don't know why. Just not something I'm interested in. Slash says, the limit cause, trust me, Jeffrey Lurie hates looking bad on national television. If Hurts got benched and Minshew did bad, it would go straight to national TV outlets. Boy, it says Minshew is the reason the Jags had the number 1 overall pick. But he won games, and he did well for 2 seasons. He played pretty well. He played well. Sometimes guys just play better somewhere else. I mean, he played good on a really bad team, and that's the truth. Jeff Murray said, who knew Nick was nicknamed Siri because he actually asked Siri which offensive plays to call. Ironic. Jim Barrett says, Minshew is a high-end backup, low-end starter. Noble King says, JoJo, tell my Rasul Douglas had a walk-off pick off Murray. It's crazy, right? Crazy. Jess Davis says Minshew was not the reason the Jags had the number 1 pick. The team was horrible. They have 1 win with Lawrence, and that was against Miami. A big win for the Eagles, a big win for us. That was a game I didn't expect them to win. I didn't expect that. Jackson said, I mean, we should be worried, but the Lions are 0-7. It's about if we should be worried because they're 2-5, and they haven't even won a game. I'm worried about this game Sunday. DeAndre Swift is probably going to run all over us. Most likely, probably going to happen. I don't know if they win. Does it? It's like half. To you guys, like, isn't half of you saying like we want to win this game, but at the same time, it's like, wouldn't it make the Eagles look even worse and Howie Roseman look even worse if they actually lose against an 0-7 team? Like that would be like the icing on it. That would be the icing on the cake. That would be the cherry on top. Losing against a winless opponent. I know you're going to be playing. Too bad you're not playing at home. If you're playing in Detroit, you know what I mean? So, Philly fan D said, all Hurts sucks, can't throw a 10-yard pass. And that's true. Can't throw on a comeback route to Rager. I mean, Devontae Smith throwing behind him in that Raiders game. I mean, it's overthrowing, underthrowing, not reading the field, eyeing one receiver. It's bad. It's really bad. Morgan says Minshew is a 6th-round pick. He's a backup for nothing more. Ernst Wall said, I don't want Gannon if he's going to use our D-line like that, regardless if we get linebackers or not. I feel sorry for Cox. No, I don't care if Jonathan Gannon stays. This defense ain't going to be good. I don't care. He's not a defensive coordinator. He's not even showing flashes of this defense. The one flash we had was literally the Panthers, and that was it. We had 3 picks and 3 sacks, and that was it. We haven't done nothing else. Dr. Phil said Minshew did way better than Trevor on the same team. Minshew better than Lawrence. Check the stats. Sasha says if we lose to the Lions, we should be really worried. I'm already worried. I'm already worried before this game has even started yet. Jay says that Tua, his new name is going to be Tua Trash Can. Tua Trash Can. Dean Bash says, yeah, but the Jaguars are dead set trash. Big D said, I'm not screaming for Minshew to start, but I would be fine with it either way. I mean, I'd be like, if there's a point where they just bench Jalen Hurts later on in the season, I guess that's what it is. Shada says, I really hope we trade for Russell Wilson. So what's going on Twitter? I was hearing some things about Russell Wilson. If anyone could fill me in, because I have no idea. Bogan said, Minshew isn't better than the QB the Eagles just signed. Shada said, not going to lie, he's a straight baller. Dean Batter says, I just think Minshew could do decent things with Smith, Quez. I think so. I mean, I think so. I think he'll get these guys the ball in stride and get for extra chunk yards. I think he could do a lot more with that. That's definite. Ronan Klein says, don't be worried. Team stinks. It is what it is. Life is good. V. Pate says, Minshew is 7-13 with the Jags. That is winning record, the most organization. Philly fan D says, Hurts is bad. No helping. Blame coaching all you want. He stinks. It's both. It's not just one or the other. It's both. That's a touchdown. Ref says, Joey, I'm honestly worried about this team and them draft picks and Howie's hands. Simple as that of how bad this could be. This could be really bad. Could be really bad. Big D says Minshew will throw the tight ends more. Hard King said if Minshew gets the same protection Hurts gets, he'll easily be 2 to 3 times better. Half the playbook isn't even an option with Hurts. No, it's not. Like, I don't know. I just think the passing will get better, but I think Hurts will play better in a better scheme just by, I'm not saying by like 50%, but at least by a little bit. I mean, it's not helping. It's really not. It's really not the right thing to do, But it's so much blame to go around with the coach and the scheme, and obviously the quarterback. It's hard for me to say Minshew might play a good game, but it's going to be predictable play. It's going to be a predictable play calling. So I don't know. Maybe Minshew will just thrive a little bit better because he could throw the ball better and that he get the ball to his targets in stride. I don't know. I mean, we'll just have to see. Plus, he hasn't thrown a ball all year this year. So that's a whole nother problem. As for apologists, you can't not root against your team. Like, what type of attitude is that? Don't care how bad we are. Always root for the Eagles to win. Yeah, of course. But at the end of the day, like, I don't want to root for this team. I don't want to root for this team to lose. I don't want this team to lose. But at the same time, I don't know if it's going to get better. Like, if they lose this game, there's really no point for them to even try to get better, even to get into the playoffs, because it's not going to happen. I don't think, I'm not going to root for them to lose, and I'm going to root for them to win. But if they lose, am I going to be upset about it? No, because I'm used to them losing so many games as it is. You kind of get numb to it to a certain extent of this team losing. So I don't, even if we're in tank mode after we lose this game Sunday, if that's the case, if we do lose, which I think they will lose, just because I just don't think there's anything really there. There's anything really much there. We'll just see. Rich MC Garner Minshew remains me much of Kate Detmer. Yabba Dabba Doo says we aren't beating Detroit. I don't think so either. That's just me. Terrell Christmas, I can tell you this: Nick hair going to turn gray if we keep losing Snow White. Yeah, it might, bro. We got 157 in the chat. Appreciate being here. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel. We're covering the Eagles every single day. If you guys have it, subscribe. It's free. We cover everything. We're going to be streaming the game Sunday. We have another live stream tomorrow, and we have the Philly Shakedown live stream on Saturday. So definitely check that out on this channel. If you guys haven't liked the stream, please like the stream before you leave. It really does help out the channel a lot. Much love to everybody that came in, just talk about the Eagles and just get our minds off. It's nice to talk about all this. You know what I mean? It's going to be a long season, guys. It's still it's not even, the season's not even close to being done yet. It's crazy. Only going into week 8 right now. Jay Young said, we could beat the Lions. We could probably beat the Broncos, and it might be impossible to beat the Chargers because they're really good. The Broncos are a good team. They've been playing pretty good. They've actually haven't been playing good, but I just don't have trust for this team to beat them. We're gonna get outcoached. It doesn't matter what we have, or it doesn't matter how many injuries. Look, you went into the 49ers game. You went into the Tampa Bay game, and you had 2 corners out. Their 2 starting corners were out. And then Richard Sherman got hurt on top of that. They were down 3 corners, and you still couldn't maneuver against any type of scheme that would help your team against those odds. When you look at a weakness on the team, you got to exploit it, and they don't even exploit that. So what? The Broncos lost what? The Broncos lost what? 4 games in a row, whatever it is. Whatever it is, they lost 4. Oh, it's crazy. It's just crazy. We got a new member to the Shake Squad Army, Bird Gang 31. What's going on, bro? To the Shake Squad Soldier, much appreciated, man. You're gonna love it here. Much appreciated, man, for repping. If you guys haven't subscribed to Bird Gang 31, I was on his channel a few days ago as a guest. If you guys haven't subscribed, he covers the Eagles. He does a lot of live streams. He has the Eagles. He has a sports network for football. If you haven't checked him out, please check out his channel. He's a very good YouTuber, content creator. He works his butt off. So please go to his channel, subscribe to him if you guys have not. Hopefully get on his channel again. I'll probably bring him on my channel very soon. Once things start dying down with some news and we can start, bringing. I haven't had a guest on my channel in a while, so much love to Bird Gang 31, man. Appreciate it very much, man. Do a really good job. Schmo on 22 said, if we lose to the Lions, I'm waving the white flag. Oh, my God. It's great. Limit Cause, low-key don't care if we lose. I'm hoping for a win, but the season's chalked. Yeah, I agree. The Invaders, the Broncos need a draft of QB. That's another team that needs to draft a QB. It's just the Eagles, if they want to go after QBs this year in this draft, let them go after them because I'm not interested. Yagerman says Devon Smith drops could be blamed on the pass, really. Yeah, but look at Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz was dropping passes, and he's catching everything with the Cardinals right now. It's the way the ball is getting thrown. It's both. It's the timing is off on a lot of passes, even short passes, when some of these guys have no idea when the ball's coming. And that's just the truth. So it's everybody. Just because Devontae Smith drops a pass, it means absolutely nothing. Zach Ertz dropped a few passes this year. Look what he's doing with the Cardinals. You can laugh about it, but it's just this team is a joke. It's just a total joke. So Big D says Denver is the same story as us. They fell further after the Super Bowl than we did. Yeah, after Peyton Manning left, they went to Mark Sanchez. They went to Drew Lock. The other quarterback that was behind them, Peyton Manning, and he became the quarterback before they traded him to the Texans, where they literally just wanted the 2nd round pick. I forgot his name. Let's see here. Terrell says, if we lose 2 more games, we should tank because we want to win the division. We want to win the division. We won't win the division. No, of course not. We're not winning the division. The Dallas Cowboys are a good team, man. They're good, man. They really are. They really come a long way. I don't want to say it, but this is the best Cowboys team I've seen in a long time. No joke. Do I think they're going to win everything? No, definitely not. I think there's a lot more teams that are just better all around than the Cowboys. They'll make the playoffs, but I don't know. RGMC Lions got Pep Hamilton. Also going to and Vance Joseph, defensive coordinator. Eagles got JV coordinators. It's true. I think the defensive coordinator was with the Bears. I think when the Bears had a good defense a couple years ago. Carlos Dude said we need to get John Dorsey back to hire Bieniemy. Yeah, I mean, it would be nice. And look, like Dorsey's had some really bad draft picks, but he's actually had some really good draft picks. Andrew Barry's over there too. Andrew Barry used to be with us. He used to work with Howie Roseman. He left us to go there. Remember when Howie Roseman was like, "Oh, our scout team is real deep, and we have a really deep scout team." And I made all these excuses when Andrew Barry went to the Browns. Dorsey definitely. If Dorsey comes here, he's definitely bringing somebody he really likes. And I think it might be Bieniemy. It might be because they've worked together before, so might be good. But you say Elway pisses off Bronco fans almost as similar as Howie. Yeah, probably. Sterling Alba says, "How it's Joe? Would you have drafted Jalen or somebody else last year?" I really want. I didn't last year. Last year, I mean, yeah. I mean, I obviously when you look back at it, I don't think any other receiver would have done anything in this system that we're playing. It wouldn't have even mattered. You know what I mean? Last year's a different story. You're talking about this year. Our second round pick, you should have drafted Asante Samuel Jr. in the second round or JOK. I don't mind the Eric Dickerson pick. Like I like him. I think he'll be a good lineman if he stays healthy. But I mean, you have it's already enough. You have two other second round picks in Dallas Goedert and Miles Sanders. You're barely using them, and you draft a guy off of high ceiling more than how he's doing right now, with two ankle injuries, two knee injuries, and obviously he had two season-ending injuries when he was with Alabama. So, I mean, it's kind of crazy. You know what I mean? Like Jalen Reagor, was it my favorite pick? No, but I liked his speed, and he was a contested catcher in college. But Jalen Reagor had 6 quarterbacks at TCU. He had 6 different quarterbacks. 6. Okay, and I don't know if he's going to be a number 3 wide receiver. I really like Reagor in the slot more than he plays outside. I like to keep Quez, Devontae Smith on the outside, and have Greg Ward and Jalen Reagor share the slot. That's what I kind of wanted, and they really haven't done that. But it's quarterback play, and it's scheme, and it's predictable play calling. These receivers are almost running the same routes every single play, every single time, and it's go routes, it's comebacks, and it's bubble screens, and that's pretty much all it's been. Crazy. Jay Young says that we beat the Lions. The Broncos and the Chargers will be 5-5. How are you feeling about Joe Six? Are you confident that we can win games going forward if we're 5-5? I don't know if we can even win 3 more games. I don't even know if we can win 2 more games. The Broncos, I just don't look at the end of the day. I think this team is going to be out coached because these are the worst coaches in the league. The worst. I think we'd be. I think Miami could beat us. I think the Giants can beat us. I think Washington could beat us. I think we could get beaten out by everybody. It's going to show this Sunday what's going to happen. It's going to show. So the Eagles had a few extra days to prepare and do some different things. Maybe I don't know, but it's not. It's not something that's promising right now. It's really not. Limicott says, yeah, because Hurts keeps throwing Smith lower behind it in the stride, and that's true. That's true. Keeps throwing behind receivers too low. Though, remember that comeback route? I think it was against Tampa Bay. Remember the comeback route that Jalen Reagor wide open for a first down, and Hurts threw it literally 10 yards in front of him right on the ground. The ball bounced on the ground. I mean, it's embarrassing. Gang 31 says, much love, Shakes. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. Subscribe to Gang 31 if you guys have not. Much love, man. Appreciate it. Taylor Henry says, bad news, Joey. I'll be at the Detroit game on Sunday, and the Birds are 0-4 for a road game. I've been to. Not that it would matter, though. This team is a disaster. Well, good luck, man. Just enjoy yourself. I went to the 49ers game. I enjoyed the tailgate, hung out with a lot of people, and it was a lot of fun. You know what I mean? Did it kill my day? No, because I had a good time. Football was back. I haven't been to a game in a year and a half, so it was really nice just being there. But just enjoy yourself, man. Just enjoy yourself. It is what it is. That the chips will fall where they may. Race Gannon. Why did I say Race Gannon? Race Gannon says Wentz will end up leading Colts to playoffs this year. I don't know about that. Well, we'll see. I don't know. Yeah, Bogan says he threw the one ball behind, rest for clean drops. Dudes sound desperate. It's this team is just it's not we don't have a good algorithm with this team right now. There's no positive about this team right now. Yeah, there's going to be easy drops. There's been drops all year by players that should catch it, but the timing of everything is just really bad. This offense is very predictable. It's just bad. I mean, it's hard to say that every drop was not good, but at the same time, I mean, it's not being desperate. It's just everything is just so bad right now. Where every time we lose, and it's gonna happen. It's just gonna happen. It's not even an excuse, but yeah, there has been drops. We've had some pathetic things happen. You know what I mean? We got a super chat from Wild the Beast Davenport. What's going on, man? He says, I can't wait to lose on Sunday, so the pressure will be on Jeff Lurie to start firing people. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to say that I want them to lose, but I don't think they're going to win. And it's like, well, you're an Eagles fan. You have to, like, I'm just realistic. Like, I'm not saying, I'm really not one of those guys that's like, I want them to lose because I want them to have a higher first round pick. I'm not even like saying that. All I'm saying is like, I really don't think they're going to win this game. I just don't think they're going to win because they're going to get out coached by an 0-7 team. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Okay. There's no doubt about it. But if they win, I'll be happy. I'll be like, yeah, great. Then people are going to be, upset because we won. It's going to make Howie look good. And I don't know. It's, there's no win. You can't win with this fan base. It's going to be one thing or the other. Jerry says, what? Clean drops? Wow. I don't think all these were clean. I don't think they're not clean drops because they're not perfect passes. So, you know what I mean? They're not perfect passes. Jay Young's Joey Shakes, you get the game. I think it's in your area because it's very rare that I get Eagles versus some of them teams themselves. The only reason I think is to get the Eagles game is because I don't know. I don't know because it's Halloween. I'm not sure. Joe again says offense is bad, but I think Nick will get better. I think Nick will get better with time. That is probably one thing. I don't know if that's going to happen. Nick is not going to get better with time if Howie Roseman has him handcuffed. So I don't know. I don't even know if he's going to get better with time. You can't fire Howie Roseman and keep Nick Sirianni because I don't think Nick Sirianni hasn't even showed a flash of what this team could do. At this point, I don't think he's handcuffed. Like, he's handcuffed to a certain extent, but like Nick Sirianni needs to make adjustments. These coaches stink at making adjustments, and that's just the truth. It's just the truth. We got a super chat from Philly Fan D. Appreciate it very much, man. He says, I want a Smith catch, one pass in stride. That's what I'm praying for, and that's what I'm hoping for. But are we going to get it? I don't know. The only one that was in stride was the very first game of the season. That was the only one that was in stride for a touchdown. He didn't have to come back for the ball. The Jaguars game was worse. I mean, the Jaguars, Jesus. The 49ers game was worse. He threw to him right side. He threw to him almost to the end zone. And the timing was bad on it. Another one during that game was when he threw to Devontae Smith on the right side of the sideline, and he underthrew it. He had to come back for the ball, which probably could have caught it, but that was his first game as an Eagle on top of it. So, the passes are just not great. They're just not good. I'm going to see how many times I say that during the stream because I feel like I say it all the time. Jones of Jones, my guy Bird Gang. What's going on? Bird Gang is in the building. Definitely, bro. Guys, welcome, Bird Gang. Raggle Band says Eagles fans have been nastiest in the league for years, now getting what they deserve. Chickens coming home to roost. That's definite. You got away every single year since that Super Bowl. Same roster, restructuring older contracts, older players' contracts. Not like I said, not drafting well, barely having cap space available. It's just gotten worse, but it's not good. It's not good. It caught up to this, and especially getting rid of Doug Peterson, Jim Schwartz, bringing in more puppets to your offense and your defense, and it finally caught up to us. We got a super chat from Wild the Beast Davenport. What's going on, man? It says Green Bay has A-Rod at QB and still ran the ball today to win the game tonight. It's crazy, right? It's crazy. He was down 2 receivers and a running back. 2 receivers and a running back today and still won the game. It's crazy. Telling you, the scheme and having certain players in the right positions to win football games, it's all that matters. Like, not giving up. This team has given up on every game. Every time something happens, they give up. They look weak. They look tired. They look like they just don't give a crap. And I'm tired of it. You know what I mean? And some of the players can't help it because it's just like, here we go, same old stuff every single game. And I understand, you know what I mean? It happens. Jim Murray said we have to open We have open receivers every game. Hurts either doesn't see the field or missing the receiver. It's both. It's definitely both. No problem. It's definitely both. Jace Young says, I feel like a Debbie Downer. Just face, I feel like a Debbie Downer. Oh, it's, it's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. It's depressing seeing your team lose every week. Dribble5 said both Rodgers and Murray through 3/4 had the same stats as Hurts through 3/4. That's crazy. That's crazy. Race Band says Hurts looked good at Oklahoma because they had superior talent and excellent receiver. Oh yeah, I mean, and the coaching was good on top of it. The coaching was good, and they had, he had raw. I mean, he had, oh my god, he had so many good players, so many good players. I mean, he had the NFL starting receivers in the NFL right now. Or as well, so there's a lot of young QBs that still throw the ball late, but they have the arm strength to make up for it. If you don't have arm strength, you have to be deadly accurate in the NFL. If you have no arm strength, and I think Hurts has a lot of arm strength, but your accuracy is not good, and he's got to get better with it. He's got to get better with these passes in stride. I mean, you can't make these receivers go back for the ball every time. You know what I mean? Yeah, you'll call some PI calls. Some things might favor and go your way. It is what it is. It might happen that way, but okay, the Broncos are at 3-4, Chargers and 4-2 at least beat the Broncos. Jeff says Cox has played with limp, has played limp all year. True that. Slash says Howie, the accountant is really picking our 3 first-round picks. Dude, give it time, man. There's no extension yet, so just give it time. Jay Shug says, who else feels like a Debbie Downer? Dear Bird Gang 31. Coaching. Bird Gang 31 says coaching. I agree with that. 100%. It's before you blame Jalen Hurts and everything else, it's coaching. It is. It's where these guys are, where these players are put into a certain position to win football games, and they're not. You know what I mean? Mitch YDP says, can we all get together and boycott the team? I wish we could. Samoan 292 says our defense needs to stop playing soft, looking like toilet paper. Yeah, it's true. They're getting beat. I mean, Leonard Fournette. I mean, running backs are dragging linebacker. I mean, what is the just culture of this team? Like what like we're not tough. We're not, what is that Philly culture? Like, where is it? Like, we look like a bunch of, like, we look like crap out there. I mean, we look horrible out there. I mean, it's actually depressing in a lot of ways. It's like we actually look really weak. We look like we don't want it. We don't want to fight for anything. I mean, that's what it looks like out there. Crazy to say. Bergang says, yes, sir, we got 9-1 here out. J2 36. The teams the invest time and money at QB are the ones that win. Yeah. Slash says we really should just protest down at the stadium. I'm tired of this stuff with Howie. Jace Young. I don't know. I have no idea. Question mark. I have no idea. Hunter Yates says, yeah, what do you think on the season going forward? I don't know, because they're not winning the division this year. They're not getting to the playoffs this year. I mean, really, what they should just try to work on the rest of the season is just trying to find your building block pieces for next year. Just find players that you're going to keep and find players that you're going to trade or not even have on the roster. And then you clean slate this team and get rid of your coaches and your GM. I mean, there's really nothing else as to move on. You just got to find those building block pieces for the future. That's it. I mean, that's all I could say about it. Ray Meyer says, if there's nothing wrong with the receiver core, Hurts don't ready the field. If first read is not there, he runs. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem. He gets the first read and then he runs. And then if he has a clean pocket, he sits there for 15 minutes and scrambles a little bit and then just goes nowhere and then starts scrambling for the first down, which he doesn't make. So Dribble5 says, if we trade Cox, what would we get? I really want a second or higher than that. I wouldn't want anything less than a second round pick. Mitch YDP says Eagles ain't going 9-1. Be real. More like 0-10. Youngman says, I said tonight if Hurts played like Rodgers or Murray did tonight, they would be going nuts complaining. Oh yeah, I mean, if he played one good, it doesn't matter. If Jalen Hurts plays one great game where it's like, oh my God, like people aren't gonna believe that he could really play like that. I mean, that's just this fan base for you. He plays one great game where it's like, oh my, he throws for 4 or 5 touchdowns. It's like, wow. It's not gonna, I'm telling you, it's people aren't gonna believe it. For the AM, what's going on, man? He says Packers new coach got it done tonight. Yeah, dude, they were tough. They were tough tonight. They were tough. Working there was, are you firing any coaches if we lose Sunday? I would fire people now. Forget after Sunday, forget after the game. I'd fire people right now. I wouldn't even care. Yeah, I would. I'd fire. I would. I'd clean house it right now. I would fire the head coach. I mean, it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter anyway. Like, if we fired Howie Roseman only, I wouldn't even care. You know what I mean? I would fire Howie Roseman. Let Nick just take care of this offense, whether it's good, bad, ugly, great, whatever it is, the rest of the season. Jerry Armour says he could throw the ball far. He doesn't have the zip you need, so the ball has to come out on time or it will be off target like it's been. Yes, sirree. Carlos, you're right. Nick will be here at least two more. I really hope not. Bro. I hope not. IR King says, for those who don't understand why Hurts so limited, imagine in basketball Shaq being forced to take outside shots. The defense knows Hurts can't lead wide receivers and throws them open. Yeah, and that's true. That's true. That's perfect how you said that. Jones says, what number are we in cap? I haven't checked it in weeks. After we freed up that like $11 million in cap space, I guess over 20 million. I'm probably saying that I don't know yet. I'm not obviously Mulata and Sweat's contract hasn't, affected the cap space yet. And obviously we haven't, Dallas Goedert has to get extended. There's no choice, especially now. Like Dallas Goedert is going to get a new contract, whether it's during the season, at the end of the season. I don't know when, but it's got to happen soon. Mitch White piece to save Kelsey and Johnson. Kelsey might retire. Johnson is going to be a weird one. I don't know what's going to happen with Johnson after this year. I don't know. He left the game yesterday. He left the last game against the Raiders. I don't know why. They had to put Mulata back at right tackle, put Dillard back at left tackle. It was just a total mess. It was just crazy. Richie says, during the fight, I've seen a lot of changing in the way you feel about me and the way you feel about you. I guess what I'm trying to say is that if I could change and you could change. Rocky. A Rocky quote. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Sorry. You got to laugh at some of this stuff. It's funny. The Ambassador Fletch want to go play with the Colts and Zach Wentz. Nasty left hook. Look up Carson Strong. He was a big quarterback in the draft with a big, accurate arm. Jay Chung says, facts, Bergang, facts. We are firing any coaches because if we beat or lose against Detroit Lions, then who are we firing if we lose to the Detroit Lions because they're 0-7? Get that through your mind, 0-7. That's what I'm saying. Like, if no one's fired after this, I like, how do you not fire somebody after that game? I don't know. So I said we went 9-1 the rest of the season. I'm gonna be on live stream standby after that game and literally just wait until something happens. I'm not even kidding. If we went 9-1 the rest of the season, I swear I would just cry. Mitch YDP said, could we see another 50-year drought? No, I don't think so. He could, but I don't think so. I'll be dead. I won't be able to see it. I won't be able to see another Super Bowl, but Scott says this is football, not the streets. Yoga says the Eagles defense is clearly our biggest problem. Terrell says, love to know what the team thinks. Who's the problem, coaching or QB? It would be nice to hear the truth, but we're never going to get it, obviously. Jay Chuck said, to be honest, Detroit Lions are always like that. They always win 1 game, 0 games. Joe Jones says, Howie is here to stay. That's Jeff's golden boy. Richie says, Mario used flower power to beat King Koopa and get the Princess Peach. It says, you think Goff's going to have 80% completions? He could have 80%. He could. We have no pass rush. We give him time. He probably could. VP says, this is the best receiving core we have had since Super Bowl year, if not better. I think we have a better receiving core, to be honest. I think we do. But these players aren't being used to their strengths, and they're not being put in good positions to win. And that's a big problem right now. It's a huge problem. JS236 said, football is a cycle. Every team has days of glory and days of struggle. Just look at the Patriots. Mitch White said, I hate talking down the team harshly, but we suck. Now we're horrible. Oh, don't be afraid to say it. Don't be afraid to say we stink. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. What's going on, Jay Koch? He says, Mr. Shake's the main man. Get those likes and subs up, guys. Appreciate it, man. We have 132 people in the chat right now. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel. We do cover the Eagles every single day. If you guys haven't liked the stream, please like the stream. It does help the channel a lot. We're going to be doing another stream tomorrow. We're going to be doing, we're going to have a video out tomorrow, and we'll have a stream tomorrow night. Saturday, the Philly Shakedown will be on my channel. Then obviously the post game will be on Philly 500's channel. We're going to be streaming the game Sunday, so definitely check out that when you guys have a chance. So much love to everybody that's in here. I check out some of my videos. I've made some videos on obviously everything that's going on, every little thing that comes out. I definitely make videos on, so definitely check it out. Guys haven't followed me on Twitter either. Follow me on Twitter at JoeyShake72. I'm almost actually reaching almost 1,000 followers so far on Twitter, which is crazy. So much love to everybody. Richie says Goff 320 yards and 2 touchdowns. Justin says I would fire Howie and Sirianni in the middle of the Detroit game. In the middle of it, that'd be even better. Jay Young said if Howie Roseman was getting fired, I think the world would be blessed. Dude, I wouldn't even care, dude. If Howie Roseman got fired during the game, I wouldn't even watch the rest of the game. I would get on a live stream in 2 seconds. I'm not even kidding. I would have a video out in a half a second, no joke. Philly Van D, Patriots showing the future. My team has nothing. That's crazy, right? Even from a team that just lost Tom Brady a couple years ago and just had to deal with like new pieces and new coaching. So I feel like Steichen and Sirianni had switched roles. We could possibly be better. Guy has more experience coaching than Sirianni. I don't know if Steichen is going to be better because he's both of these guys are handcuffed. I don't think Steichen's going to even do better. And Steichen, apparently there was rumors about Steichen and when he was with the Chargers that they ran screens all the time. I don't know. That's what I saw. I don't know if that's the case, but we'll see though. Chuck, the Eagles fan, said, what's the injury update on Miles Sanders? I think he's playing this week. I don't know. Don't take my word on it. I'm not sure. The Pace Gannon's defense scheme is like other teams scheme against us in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes left and 20-plus point leads. Yeah. For the AM says, if we're growing plants for the Eagles, can we make a little shop of horrors? Feed me Eagles. Oh, my God. It's crazy. It's crazy. Dribble 5 said we never run the ball, so we became unpredictable. Got to take. What? Yeah, I know. Scott said they do a great job. Great site. Richie says closing moment of the Flyers game. Palms are sweaty. Oh yeah, who's winning that game? Jason, give me your honest answer. Like, give me your honest answer when you do think we're firing Howie Roseman. Give me your honest answer. So you want me to give you your honest answer? You already asked me like 3 times. I don't know. I really don't know. Like, it can happen at any moment, any day. I don't know. It's going to take a lot, especially after 21 years. It's going to take a lot. So I don't know. It's been 21 years, so I'm not really sure. I mean, I'm not really sure what's going to happen. Bird Gang 31 said 140 here. Hit the like. Appreciate it, man. Thank you, Bird Gang. Yeah, Sean said we might have to draft another O-lineman because of Johnson. What is going on with Lane Johnson, guys? What's going on with him? I don't even know what's going on with him at all. Like, I'm really just confused on what's going on. Justin Q said I would trade Barnett and Brandon Brooks. Yeah, 100%. I mean, Barnett's probably just going to walk. So I don't know if they're even going to be able to trade him before the trade deadline. What is it? The trade deadline's Tuesday. I mean, someone told me Tuesday. I thought it was week 9 of the season. I could be wrong. Trade deadline, but we'll see. Jeb Murphy. I'm still waiting for Tyree Jackson. He could definitely be an impact player. So Tyree Jackson is going to be playing on special teams this week. I don't know. I think it's going to be Dallas Goedert and Jack Stahl as your 2 tight ends this week. As of right now, Tyree Jackson playing special. I think they're going to slowly get him into the lineup. I don't know. Unless someone gets injured, then he might come in. If Jack Stahl gets injured, then he might come in. But other than that, I mean, I'm excited for Tyree Jackson. I mean, this guy's just learning the tight end position. Look what he did in preseason. He was very productive. I mean, he's 6'7", 6'8", 82.5-inch wingspan. I mean, he's just a monster. I mean, just wait until he puts more years, gets more off season, and works harder at position. I think he'll be a great number 2 with Dallas Goedert. Tyrell said the Eagles, good players, that the coaching was good, and they ran the ball, and Hurts was a little more accurate. We could have had more wins and should have won 2 or 3, but penalties. Yeah, definitely. I think if Hurts was in a better system, I think we could have won a couple more games. And I'm just saying a couple, 2 or 3, maybe 2. And obviously, the penalties, we got ripped on, probably 3 or 4 touchdowns from penalties, and that hurt a lot more. I missed the early 2000s. Where are all the beef players and the dog mentality? We got unicorn mentality. It's bad. It's bad. There's no toughness to this team. We're getting pushed around. There's no fight. There's no heart. I mean, some of the ex-players must be so pissed at how this team has turned out. It's ridiculous. Scott says Carson Strong. No, Howie would probably draft Malik Willis for RPO. Hell, Flyers win. Tyler Adams says, sorry, I'm late, but Scott don't work. I think Jim Schwartz was better than Jonathan Gannon. I wish we should have kept Doug and Wentz. It was all Roseman, some of this team. Oh, 100%. Tyler, it's 100%. 100%. Howie Roseman's the reason why Carson's gone, the reason why Doug's fired, and the reason why Jim Schwartz isn't here. So it's true. I miss Jim Schwartz in some ways, so trust me. At least we had a pass rusher, Jim Schwartz, and that's definitely true. For the fan, this team is horrible. I agree with Cox said. People say, how dare you, Cox? Yeah, right. Drip05 said, we never run the ball, too predictable. We got to take what defense gives. Look how many creative screens Bucks and Raiders ran on us. They took 5-10 yards whenever they wanted. Yeah, the screen, I mean, we run the same screen passes. It's bubble screens all the time. They're running these middle screens. Like, they're running all these different screens that I wasn't even seeing. And they got so many yards on us. It's like they're literally taking what we're doing, but with a twist. And obviously they're smarter than us because we just get out coached. But Richard says, yeah, Sixers and Flyers won. Good sign of the weekend and on the gridiron. Scott said, did the Flyers win? I think they did, from what someone said. Let's be honest here. The teams that blew us out are the Cowboys, Bucks, Raiders, all Super Bowl contenders. I don't think the Cowboys are a Super Bowl contender. I'm not just saying it because I'm an Eagles fan and they're the Cowboys. I just don't. I think there's better teams out there than the Cowboys. I don't think they're going to last in the NFC. That's just me, though. There's Walsh. We go lose to the Chargers and Cowboys for certain. Cowboys have to play their last free row because it'd probably be for a bye spot. Sad to say. Yeah, most likely. Bergain says, does Hurts being 7th all time in stats mean anything to you? There's been a lot of QBs the years. I don't care about the stats. I don't care about his almost 1,000 yards rushing, a few hundred yards away from 1,000 yards rushing. I don't care about these lame end of the fourth quarter stats at all. That's just me. But Tyler said, I think Nick is better than what he's showing. I think it's the GM holding him back. Nick could be a good coach. Maybe if you got the chance to do what he wants, let OC coach call plays a little. Yeah, I think I don't know about Nick being better because how much is he being handcuffed? 100%. He's not. Nick is not even showing any flashes of what this team could even do. Shane maybe Shane becomes the head coach. I don't know. I don't know if it's. I would gladly put Shane there, or gladly give Shane full control of play calling. But of how much it's worth, I don't know if it's going to get better. But at the end of the day, Nick hasn't shown any flashes of this team even doing. He can't be getting handcuffed that much. He's got to show something on his own on the field. He's down there by himself, okay? There's got to be something showing. He's not showing anything. Ray's Band says, but the Pats sustained excellence over a 20-year period. They never fell off like this. Raval says, the NFL receivers find the ball and catch the ball. AJ Green, we don't do that here, fam. Crazy. Philly Fan D says Alshon was incredible for us. We have no big right now. I don't think that matters, having a big wide receiver. That's what a lot of people were saying. Like, oh, we don't have a big wide receiver. I don't care. We can't even throw to our wide receivers. What makes you? Even when Carson was here, remember when Carson was throwing over Alshon's head? I don't know how many times. Remember that? Like Alshon Jeffrey's what, like 6'5", 6? I don't even know what he is, and he still threw over his head. It's just. It doesn't matter having a big receiver. We can't even throw these receivers in stride. So having a big receiver, it's not gonna make a difference. There's more to it than just having a big receiver. Like we have a lot of talent. Not there's no, even with KC or like some of these teams, like they don't have big receivers. Like they don't. And you don't need a big receiver. So Ernest says we will know our team is getting better when we stop getting blown out by Cowboys. Something excellent. One time I seen this year is a touchdown by Rager. King Rolex, what's going on? He says, is the season ended right now? How would you feel about Hurts being our future QB? Would you want to move up in the draft for QB or trade one with our 3 first-round picks? No. If the season ended today, I would just go with Minshew right now. I would either give Hurts another year, give Minshew the start next year, or have them in a competition to start next year. I don't know. I wouldn't trade for one. I wouldn't trade for a quarterback. unless it's Deshaun Watson. But obviously, he waived his trade clause for the Miami Dolphins. So, and that was reported by Schefter today, or Ian Rappaport, because I have it saved on my phone. When I saw it, I had to kind of screenshot it. So, it looks like he's only allowing Miami to trade for him right now. So, Deshaun Watson might be in Miami. Maybe not during the year. Maybe next off season. Most likely, I don't know. Could happen at any time, but we'll just have to see. Let's see here. Reggie says next year Eagles will need to play in London. Oh, that's gonna. I have to watch a game at 10 in the morning. That's gonna be. I mean, at least it's early, so it's not bad. It's not bad. No way Eagles receivers now are better than the Super Bowl. You're saying that is man. I don't know. I mean, I think we have. I think they could be better. I think they are better, to be honest. I think they will be better than that year. The only problem is we have suffered bad quarterback play and bad scheme since we don't have Frank Reich anymore. So I think they will be better this year. I mean, I think they will be better in the future, at least. I think they're better. I think they're better than that year, and that's just me. Mitch says, I wish we had Rex Ryan and Philly to coach. You'll see everyone should straight. The Pace of Sirianni was coming up with plays for Rivers, who didn't have a great arm. They were running the ball with short, quick passes. I don't think he forgot to do it, but it is Howie in front office. I agree. I agree, bro. Ramal says in the NFL, receivers finds the ball and catch the ball. AJ Green, we don't do that here. Yeah, it's crazy. Jerry says Rex Ryan stinks. Drewski says why are JJ Whiteside still here in the water boy or something? I know, and that's just Howie Roseman trying to justify that second round pick for JJ Ortega-Whiteside. He screwed up so bad, and he's trying to make that pick work. They're not even trying to throw to him. So what's the point of keeping him out there for blocking schemes? And then teams are going to see where he's lined up, where JJ's lined up for the run or the pass, and they're going to know what play it is because they're not using him in this offense. So why you even have it? You're wasting a roster spot on a guy that's literally playing in this offense that's not even getting the ball thrown to him. I don't get it. Philly fan D said, Bergen there, I love your content, but down to earth, make great points. He is. He's a very down to earth guy. Very down to earth guy. Scott says, Mr. Armitage, there is a truth. Ernest says, we don't got to fire Howie, just give the job or drafting someone. No, he's got to be out of the building. I'm sorry, but I'm done. Like, I want him completely out of the building. No more Howie Roseman. I don't want him affiliated with this team anymore. Because if he's in the building, we're all going to think that something's going on when something bad happens with this team. He's got to be out the door and done. Richie says, Howie Roseman will get promoted to president of Eagles operation and new GM will be hired. I doubt that, but I hope not. Jay Young said, Barnett out for the season and is Brandon Brooks out for the season? I don't know. Brandon Brooks, I don't know when he's coming back. He should be coming back sooner or later. I mean, down the road. Barnett, I'm not sure. Christine says, would you trade Dillard and yeah, of course. Dillard is a weird one because, he hasn't played great, but he hasn't played that bad when he was being consecutive into a game and played consecutive snaps. I thought he did okay at times, but he's not playing great either. I don't know because you trade Dillard, then you have no depth at tackle, so I'm not really sure. And he's he's not actually a cheap contract. He's a first round pick in 2019, so it's kind of crazy. I don't know. Dillard is definitely one that I mean, Fletcher Cox is another one that I'm kind of like, we could trade him, and it just depends on the cap situation. And we're going to be trading some veteran next year. It's definitely going to happen. Dillard, it could happen. It could happen. Mitch says we should get Chris 11-22 and dump Jalen. Jay says, doesn't Brandon Graham have like 2 weeks? No, Graham's done for the year, bro. Graham's done for the year. Ramal said, if the NFL receivers find the ball, all right. I think I've read that like a million times. Justin said, at this point, let's just make JJ Ortega-Whiteside the QB and a linebacker. Rich says, what if Howie is hired by another team as GM and wins? Well, but that's just, we're like that with everybody. I don't even care. I don't care if he goes to another team and they play well. It doesn't matter to me. I really don't. It does not matter to me. Tyree Jackson is easy. Gil's Howie story. Tight ends make the whole team. Chase Young says Philly Farm said at least 4 games we win. It might not even be. It might be. Yeah, it might be 2 more games. I think for me, it's probably just 2 more games. That's just for me though. Jerry says Lurie's not stupid. He fired his best friend. He'll fire Roseman if they don't show improvement. You would think. I think it will. I think Howie's on a short leash. I mean, that's just me. I think Howie's on a short leash, and I think sooner or later it's going to happen. This year, I don't know, and I hope it does because I hope he doesn't get an extension. But it's got to happen. I just don't see. It's just. He can't blame the coaches. He can't blame the production of the coaches of anymore. He just can't blame anybody else anymore. So, P says, would you trade for OBJ? I get this question all the time. I mean, if he could stay healthy, sure, as a third option for the Eagles. I mean, sure, but what do you want to come here? I don't know. Mitch says, God bless the person who leaks Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie's emails one day. So, Vindy, our O-line, play as a unit, play as young guys. We keep Dillard, play him, and get Mulata on the right side. No, dude, you need Mulata on the left side as your left tackle. I'm glad that we can cross-train Mulata a lot. He could play right side and left side, but left side is his forte. He's getting paid to be a left tackle. We need the blind side of the quarterback protected. We're not trying to get the right. We're gonna. I think Driscoll could play right tackle. I think so. I think Driscoll could actually play right tackle. He's shown a lot of flashes that he could play it. I would give him a shot to compete for the job next year, or not compete because Lane Johnson's here, obviously, but to be that backup right tackle. Keep Herbig at right guard if that's the case too. If Brooks gets traded, then yeah. Rick Martin says Howie's one pick in the weekly roster. You can't game plan when you don't know who is playing, and that's not knowing really who's playing on defense and how you supposed to scheme against the defense if you're not looking at the defense. It just makes no sense to me. Ray says Lurie will not fire Howard Rose when they share the same religion. It wouldn't be kosher. Oh boy. Briss says Scott said, all right, Scott, see you later, man. Briss says true story. 42 trade Hurts, Bryce Young, defensive coordinator, and Nick gotta go ASAP. VP Cowboys have only beat one team over 500. It was the Chargers, and that was close, and refs helped them. So, Aaron says, is Nick Sirianni a puppet? Remember when they reports of how basically controlling Doug and telling him what players to play and start, and that's why Doug was out. Yeah, I think it's happening this year too. I think the same thing is happening. And telling him how to be barely running the football. I think the same thing is happening. No joke. I think it is. Tyler says, how do you let quarterbacks only have 4 incompletions against us? I've seen that. I mean, look at the Raiders, what they did. Look at the Raiders, 31 for 34. That's that never happens. 31 for 30, 31 out of 34 passes. I mean, that's for Derek Carr. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy. There's a trade Hurts draft. Bryce Young, defensive coordinator. Nick got to go SAP. Let's see here. Jason, you even put it in your stream. 0-7, the Detroit Lions. Born Center said, what GM, coach, or QB for next season would you be our ideal choice? I don't know. Like GM wise, no idea. The only one I can come up to mind is maybe John Dorsey, Louis Riddick, and that's really it. Coaches, I don't know. Eric Bieniemy, Brian DeBull from the Bills. I don't know. Some people are saying bring Doug Pearson back, but that's definitely not happening. I honestly don't think the Eagles are worried about wins and quarterbacks. I don't know. I'm not trading for one next year. It's not going to happen, or going into the draft. I honestly don't think the Eagles are worried about wins this year. I think the good goal is this year's development. But I guess. But how can you evaluate this team the way it plays? I mean, how do you? I just don't get it. Mitch says for Devontae Smith not getting the ball a lot this year, 403 receiving yards ain't bad. It's not horrible, no, but I'm telling you, he'd be 1,000-yard receiver every year. He'd probably be a 1,200-yard receiver every year. Like that, like he's so swift in what he does, man. Like Devontae Smith is going to be a star. I just hope they don't waste his years. I just really hope they don't. Harking says no stat other than touchdowns and field goals have never won a single NFL game. Rigo Mark says Jalen can get the ball down the field. Put in Gardner. Aaron S says dude wants to make big plays now. Jerry says what development? That's what I'm saying. Like, what are we developing? There's no development. I don't even know like who's. I mean, obviously you know what players are promising, but Linebackers, who's developing? I have no idea. I have no clue who's developing linebacker wise. I have no idea. It's scary. It's actually really scary. Big Moose says we stuck fire. We took fire the hell out of this coaching staff and that little weasel Harry Roseman. He's destroying the team. Little weasel. They're exaggerating about Hurts not getting Smith the ball. Davis says, "Hey Joey, this wild team needs to step up. Now we're going to see. It's gonna be a lot of trades and cuts. Definitely, 100%. Breaking Hurts is a college level option QB. Treehouse ASMR easily could see Nick Sirianni being one and done head coach, fired after the season and move on to somebody else. He's getting to the level of Ben McAdoo. Yeah, it's getting there. It's definitely getting there. Rico Mars says Watson had problems with upper management in Houston. Why he would come here and have the same problems? Yeah, he's definitely no. I mean, he's only waived his trade clause for Miami, so obviously Miami is the only team he's allowing to trade for him right now. So, Ernst, while I hope we could match up Joe Brady for a head coach. Jay Young said, "Yeah, bring flower like Nick Sirianni said. Plant a garden. Why else would you say flowers in a garden?" Cream Boys' QB draft class is a joke this year. It definitely is. Definitely is. Big Moose says, "Isn't it wrong that I have an AFC team I've been rooting for on the low?" No, it's not bad. I mean, some people have other teams that they root for. If your team is already done for the year, if some fans think their team is done for the year, I mean, you want to watch more football. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. Carl says, "If we need a QB, who's we're drafting that's coming out of college?" Nobody. Absolutely nobody. Not a fan of anybody. Small 22. The team is Flower. Philly fan D says, honestly, Hurts can't throw a 10-yard pass. It's true. Rich Man says Sirianni is full of fertilizer for sure. Richie says Flowers are the new underdog mask. Eagles Uncensored says the team will not move forward until Jeff accepts his failure and fires Howie. 100%. I agree. I agree with everybody here. Until the bigger issue is solved, it's going to be the same sad QB cycle since Vic left. I agree. Further, Am said, who can the Eagles replace Howie with? I don't know. Louis Riddick. It could be Dorsey. I don't know. Somebody that's going to come in and be very aggressive with this team, like very aggressive, and hire their own head coach that they know is going to put this team in the right position to win football games and know that it's promising that they're not going to control them. It's going to be a joint collaborative effort, and that's what I want. VP says, yeah, Hurts throws well or gets Smith the ball in the fourth quarter when defense plays prevent. Thank you. That is a problem. He can't throw wide receivers open or in smaller windows. He needs guys wide open like in college. Exactly. Thank you for that. The fourth quarter stats are the biggest joke for Jalen Hurts. Biggest joke. Breaking says, when collab with Philly 500 again? Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. Well, technically it's like Friday right now. It's 12:52 my time right now. So Saturday will be live stream with Philly 500 on my channel. So yeah, should be fun. Rico Marcia, Howie will never justify paying a top QB. That's why Wentz left. So the fans said, watch the movie, one of the best movies. iHeart King says, are you hoping that Howie, assuming he doesn't get fired, draft defense with those early picks? Yeah, the first two picks, definitely defense. The third pick, I would say first 2 or 3 picks could be defense. If I was to go with just 2 picks defense, third pick, I'd probably say, I don't know. There's like 5 really good offensive linemen coming out in this draft too. There's like 5 really good offensive linemen coming out. Jody Sung said, breaking they have the Philly shakedown together every Saturday night. Breaking, that's the kind of question that has best friends. I'm kidding with the breaking. We got Mook says, when I talk about the Eagles, my head hurts. Devontae Smith had a headache today and didn't go to practice. So yeah, he had a headache today. And I could probably guess why. Rich says, Wes Allison, many reasons. Jay Chung said, when can I get a wrench and never block people? I haven't been giving out wrenches at all because I just I'm not like I don't trust anybody, but I've had a lot of people block. I actually haven't watched my block list in a while, so I only have like 3 wrenches out, but in time I'll be giving out more. King Rolex says, is Miles in his last year of his deal? If so, do you think it's going to cost a lot to sign him long term? He's got 1 more year left, and I don't know if the Eagles value him. I don't know. Apparently they don't, because if I was Miles Sanders, if he goes somewhere else, he's going to ball the hell out. And you know what? He deserves to be somewhere else. The past 2 years. I mean, we ran the ball with him more we did last season than we did this year. I mean, this year's a complete joke. It's a complete joke. And then finally the game where finally we start running the ball with him and he gets hurt. I mean, it's like stupid things happen. I don't know if they're going to pay him. Like just like when we drafted Derek Barnett, and that's when we released Vinny Curry when he was making a lot of money. We released him. We drafted Derek Barnett. We brought Vinny Curry back on a cheaper deal for the Super Bowl year, obviously. So I mean, I hope drafting Kenneth Gainwell isn't the reason why they're like, oh, we drafted Kenneth Gainwell because Miles Sanders is going to walk after a couple years and that's it. I hope that's not the case because Kenneth Gainwell is not a featured back. He's a nice number 2 punch, and other than that, that's it. So. Mitch says Nick Sirianni's press conference was a joke. Beyond. Philly fan and Chip Kelly could have been great. Carlos H says Dorsey is a hell of a GM. Philly fan Chip Kelly, big reason we won the Super Bowl. I mean, I guess because he got fired. that pretty much changed everything. Cosmo Kramer says Joey Devontae is on pace for 1,000 yards. I hope he gets it. I hope he does. We're developing to be a Detroit Lion, but with wins like more like 2 games are winning. I think only 2 games are going to win. Green Boy says, who's developing when the whole team is regressing? I don't know. Rico Mar says, with Howie's offense play calls, you can't evaluate Devonta Smith or other players. No. And that's why I don't get how you're trying to develop when you have this big mess in front of you right now. J.H. Young says, at least we could say that we never went to overtime. Reds or Eagles never have been in overtime. Oh, yeah. Britt says, you think the Eagles will make the playoffs next season? Next year, probably not. I mean, if they could, if they make the right moves and they do well with these draft picks and they get a new head coach and a new GM that could, start working the right way. I think they could, but I think in 2 years, if everything goes right. Birdman says, what's up, Birdman? He says, what's the name of this Herc? I don't even know. Flower Power? Flower Power. Oh, my God. Flower Power. Rajan, the sideline is telling Hurts where to throw. They aren't allowing him to read. Jay Young's a creamy boy. What a weird name. All respect, everyone in the chat. Oh, my God. Hurts stinks. The ball for head coach. Definitely race. I agree with that. Let's see. Clinton Moore says, thank Chip Kelly and the power struggle for this debacle. Philly Fandy said, you get second for Cox. You do it. Yeah, I would do it in 2 seconds. I would do it. I would. I want picks. That's what I want. I'm not saying get rid of every veteran, but like, I don't know, maybe he will stay. Maybe he will play better next year. I don't know. The scheme, I can't blame every player. Like Fletcher Cox hasn't really been playing good. He's been singly just blocked. I mean, the double team theory is gone. I've watched enough games where he was singly blocked and just can't get anything done. So I don't know what the scheme is, but we have 127 people in the chat. Appreciate being here. We're running strong right now. If you guys haven't subscribe to the channel. We cover the Eagles every single day. If you guys haven't liked the stream, please like the stream. Much love to everybody that is in here. No joke. It's been definitely a lot of fun tonight. I know it's stressful, and we're trying to, we're trying to get everything going with this team, and hopefully in the future, we will make the right moves. This game on Sunday is very important, and I don't know if they're going to win. I really don't. I'm going to go through a couple more with you guys. Like I said, subscribe to the channel. Check out some of the videos. I will have a video out tomorrow, and we'll have I'll have a video out tomorrow, and we'll have a live stream tomorrow night again. And then obviously Saturday we'll have the Philly Shakedown and stuff like that. So definitely check out that. Like the stream if you guys haven't. And yeah, we're gonna get this going. So I'm gonna do a couple more. We're almost going on 3 hours of streaming. I didn't think I was only gonna do like an hour tonight, but it got interesting today. So I'll go over a few more questions until we hit like the 3 hour mark. And then we will leave. We will flourish somewhere else until we come back tomorrow night for another stream. It might be at 9:30. It might do a late night tomorrow, like 10 o'clock or something like that tomorrow night. So I might do one at like 10 tomorrow. I might go crazy tomorrow. I might just do an hour tomorrow. So Cream Boy said, my name is a result of the lost fantasy bet. V-Bay said, watch Barnett leave to become Myles Garrett. We can't develop anyone, and most guys regress. I don't think Barnett's doing anything with another team, and that's just me. I don't think it's happening. Tyler says, it's sad how we were promised one thing and given the opposite. Huge letdown. Yeah, we believe we were hypnotized. We were hypnotized this offseason. We were. And it sucks to say that we were lied to. I don't know why he would say all that, and for it to look like this team to look like this, it's a real shame. You know what I mean? So, Smo on 22 says, Joey, thank you for the stream. It was fun. Appreciate it, man. It was good. It was good. Richie said, rocking the Philly Fresh merch. Yeah, there we go. Yo, that. I got the Yodat merch on. Sorry, my mic is all messed up. Actually, I have it the wrong way, so I'm good. All right, now we're good. Yeah, I got the Yodat merch. Yodat. Got the Yodat hat. Yeah, he sent me Philly Fresh sent me some merch the other today, actually. When I got in the mail. So I was like, I'm gonna wear it for the stream. Why not? Philly Fresh, subscribe to his channel. It's in the description below. I want to give him a shout out for the merch, and I'm going to be getting together with him on his channel, or probably bring him onto mine. We'll figure it out sooner or later. I haven't had a guest on this channel in probably since the off season. It's been a while, so we'll see. Harpoot says, "Are you going to do a live stream during the Lions game?" I will. I will be live streaming the Lions game. I will be live streaming, so definitely check that out. It's a 1:00 game, so you'll watch out for the post on Sunday. I'll be live streaming. I'm going to do a live stream Sunday. I'm going to do a post game stream, and then we're going to do the Philly Shakedown on Philly 500's channel that night. So, yeah, it's going to be a crazy week. And obviously, next Friday, I am going to be gone. I will not be around. I will be out of the state next Friday. I will be gone for a week. I'll be gone for about 9 days. So I will put a post out to let everybody know, but I will not be here from like November 5th to 9 days after that. So I won't be around. I'm decided. Yeah. So that's pretty much what's going on. So I won't be around. So during that week when I'm not on YouTube, I'm going to put a couple videos up. I'm not going to go crazy every day, but I'm going to put like a couple videos. I'm going to be doing a Philly Shakedown when I'm away with Philly 500 on his channel. So definitely check that out. So I will be gone, and really, I'm kind of glad just to get a break, get a little bit of break from this, and, just from everything that's going on, and hopefully things do change. Honestly, if anything's breaking during that week, I will post a video of it. If anything breaks, I'll post a video. I'm going to probably put out a couple videos for that week, just to put out a couple videos, just a little bit. I'm not going to put out 2 videos every day like I normally do, but I'll put out like 1 video, a couple videos throughout the week, nothing crazy. And that's it. So I'm just letting you know I will be gone next Friday. I will not be around for 9 days after that, after next Friday. So a little bit of a break, and just need it. Just need it. So all right, guys, I hope everybody let's see. Harper says, I have fun together. I will be gone for some time for 10 days down at Key West. If you're at Key West, go to Willie T's Bar or Restaurant. Awesome, bro. Yeah, no, I'm gonna be out. I'm gonna be out far. Gotta just take a break, and just need it, So no, I do appreciate everybody coming in. 115 in the chat. Subscribe to the channel, like the stream if you haven't, and if you haven't followed me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter too, guys. I'm almost hitting that 1,000 follower mark on Twitter as well. We put stuff up on there, and I put stuff up on it's me. I was talking about. I put stuff up on there, and we have fun with it and stuff. So yeah, that's it. So all right, guys. We will see you guys tomorrow night for another stream, and I will see you guys till then. So other than that, guys, that's about it. See you guys later. Remember, Shake Squad up, Files 5. Peace out, guys.